Welcome back, people. It is so good to be here. And no, your ears do not deceive you. We've missed you so much. We've missed this. It is the return of Talking Feds, baby. And I am here with my boy, the big dog, Nate Dog. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, man. WSC here, and I am so excited to be back with the boys here to discuss some Talking Feds right here. And I'm here with Luke, the veteran of the game. Gennady, what's up, dude?
Yeah, man, really excited that we got to do this again. And I think we have a lot to catch up on since our last episode.
Oh, man.
Loads
See,
to talk about.
we're gonna cover everything that we've missed the past few months since we stopped Talking Feds. I think since November, December.
Oh man,
what are we covering today, Danny?
I don't even know how long it's been, man. I know it's been months.
It's been a while,
and I know I've missed. I've painfully missed it every day since. But now we are back, and we're gonna do this thing once a month. We're not gonna do no weekly, no what bi-weekly. Okay, we're going to be torturing ourselves if we do that. But we're gonna give it to you once a month. And what we're doing here is recapping all of the content that we have done since this has been over. Starting with the big man, the big veteran, the big kahuna of the game, Gennady. You've been killing it lately with the content, huh? You've been killing it lately with the pay-per-views, with the pick fed matches, with the house show matches, bro. You know, I'm doing everything I can to stop myself from kissing your ass so much. So how about you explain what you've been doing? All right. First thing that happened.
Okay, first thing that happened should have been GCW Lockdown. And, we had
taking it back to November, GCW Lockdown. Tell us about it.
It feels like forever ago, too. Yeah.
Yeah. What was noteworthy about that show? So we had the new Lockdown cage, the really big one.
Oh, yeah. That baby was
Where'd you get
tall.
that thing from?
So this is was sold on like a local shopping platform as a dog cage. And so it has like pieces that you can connect in either way. So in the future, like, because I'm planning to do a cage of death match as well, I can set it up differently with like risers in the middle and stuff like that. So that will be fun. But yeah, we
cage
use
of
that.
Death. What is that? You gotta explain. You can't just
put
that out there and not explain things.
Here's the thing. Someone hasn't been watching. What's it called? CZW.
Yes,
Oh,
right.
is that a real match?
Yes,
it is. Yes,
it's complete fucking idiocy is what it is. It's actually terrible, but people love their grotesque violence. It's kind of like what you do, Nathan, with your figures, but in real life, actually.
Yeah.
So you have people jumping through platforms, jumping through glass panes all around. There was just there's matches sometimes where it's nothing but glass all over the place.
Oh man, that looks like a violent war games. What the hell is going on in there?
Oh yeah. It's just
there's barbed wire, there's glass, there's tables.
Yes.
People going ham.
Yeah, if you were feeling suicidal, just fucking just go to CZW. just sign up for there, and then you'd go fucking what's his name? Bruiser? No.
Bruiser Brody?
No. It's
the
Necro
Butcher.
Necro Butcher. He's known for that match. Sammy Callahan, John Moxley. I'm pretty sure he's been in his fair share of cage of death matches and whatnot. But back to whatever the hell we were talking about before this tangent.
Lockdown.
GCW Lockdown.
Yeah, Lockdown. See.
Yeah.
Let's run through it. So we had the cruiserweight match.
Yeah, the 5-way cage has kind of become a tradition to do on Lockdown.
And Rey Mysterio put out the real upset. I was surprised you had him beat Jushin Liger there. I thought Jushin Liger was going to hold on to that belt until the end of time. What made you want to pull the trigger on Rey Mysterio's beginning title reign as cruiserweight champion in GCW there?
Well, they had been feuding for a long time, and I was thinking when I bring in Dominik Mysterio, it should make an impact, and it made sense because Liger always had the Black Liger with him before that, and Dominik ended up being the equalizer. So I figured if Ray would still lose in that one, that would kind of not make sense and make Dominik's debut feel like, an afterthought. So I thought it was a good opportunity there to switch belts to Mysterio.
Oh yes, and it really seemed like Dominik was the angel being sent down from the heavens above to save his father there. And what a finish it was! Honestly, it even surprised me. And I watched these things premeditatedly. I don't even know if that was a word, but you get what I mean. I watched those before they get uploaded, and even I was surprised to see Rey Mysterio counter that Liger bomb into a West Coast pop, and it sure made me pop. But one thing to note there is the debut of Kushida as well. What made you want to debut Kushida? Was it just that because like you just got the new figure and you wanted to test it out?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And obviously, I'm a huge New Japan fan, and I've seen Kushida in New Japan a lot. I haven't actually watched him much in NXT, but New Japan, I was even there for like multiple office matches in Japan, and yeah, just wanted, the figures really good that came out, so I wanted to add him in and add some, a fresh member to the cruiserweight division there.
Yeah. And the one thing I remember telling you is I was worried that the Kushida figure's ponytail was going to fall off, because I remember when I was filming my stuff, I had the Tyler Breeze, and I had that Tyler Breeze for years, and the ponytail didn't fall off. But after I got done filming it for like the first episode of FAWSWE, which is not on the list of things to talk about because that happened while Talking Feds was around, I believe. But the ponytail just fell off out of nowhere, and I was so mad. I tried to super glue it back; it was not going in, and so I was dreading, I was dreading that same thing happening with Kushida, because most of the time when figures have ponytails, those things are death wishes just waiting to happen on figures. But surprisingly, his ponytail didn't fall off in the match.
Yeah, and I think it didn't seem to me like it would be very easy to break that one off.
You kind of have to like hold the head a lot. Like, did you hold the ponytail like with the posing, whatever?
I don't even remember, to be honest. But
that's probably the only way it would happen, or if like you drop the figure, like its head or something.
Yeah, it was a fun match for sure, though. But after that, oh boy, the big one,
oh man,
one of the big ones, the grand crowning achievement of WSC and MDT against the dangerous Techers for the GCW tag team titles. Now, I'm pretty sure all of us had a hand in booking this, but it's been so long since.
Did we?
I
can't remember.
I don't know. But how about you run us through
I think that was all Luke.
Yeah, I think that was all me pretty much, as far as the match itself is concerned. Obviously, we had talked it through before, that you guys were going to win the tag team championships. But I thought it was a really fun match. Like, was the first time really ever I got to use Taichi and Zack Sabre in a lengthy match. And it was really fun. And new tag team champions, and that started off a great reign there.
And of course, this was before the funky fresh attires, the YouTube red attires,
and the
came
mullet.
to be. Yeah, and the mullet. Yes, before. But when you actually looked presentable in the ring, But it was a cool match. Like Luke said,
cool
it was
moment.
good. Yeah, definitely so. It ruffled a lot of jimmies, though. I remember that.
Did
ruffled, it? Yeah, of the
who's Jimmy's did a ruffle?
A lot of Instagram fedders, a lot of the elitists, the pure elite of the Pic Fed game.
Oh man,
the guy who loves
poor Techers. Poor
yeah.
Techers.
Yeah.
I bet they would have been excited to see the Techers as champions. Poor Techers.
All 12 of them. Yeah, all 12 of the fans. Because I had no idea who Taichi was until like Luke had to explain it to me.
Yeah, no.
And Speaking of Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., I am now converted into a New Japan Pro Wrestling mark. I bought, yeah, that's right. I bought a fucking subscription to something, which I have not done since the WWE Network. I do not have Peacock, but I do have New Japan Pro Wrestling World. And honestly, it's the best $10 I ever spent.
Wow.
Told you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a great match, great moment.
Was that kind of the inspiration why you've started to use some New Japan people?
Not really, but we'll get to the reason why I've started to use more
Yeah.
New Japan people. But as far as this match goes, also a big thing that happened was the beginning of the continuation of your feud with Kevin Owens and the
Yes, yeah,
Undisputed Era.
that was a thing that we discussed, bringing in Kevin Owens from WSC to kind of get involved with this. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And the story going forward would get even cooler. And we also got a lot of stuff to discuss about that because there were a lot of disagreements and booking stuff that went into all that. But we'll get to that. But one thing I wanted to mention about this show, I believe this is the first time, like me, you used a phone and a tripod for the first time. Tell us about that and how that's been going.
Yeah, right. I used the iPhone for that, and it's definitely different. What I really enjoy using is the tripod now because it makes things look a lot better, certain sequences and stuff. So before that, I had never once used a tripod in any of my matches ever. So yeah,
I think it definitely improved it a lot.
Yeah,
with just camera angles and everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So even like if we always talk about it, like the mats we use, how that looks like flash on, flash off. I don't think a lot of people, because if I talk to Danny about it, he's like, I don't see any difference.
I am not the guy to ask any of that
shit.
Shit.
One thing I wanted to mention on this show, the lighting actually looked really great. Like that first match, like Rey Mysterio really like popped. And this was the match that kind of inspired me. I was like, because I used to use a white like mat as well. So I was like, oh man, maybe I should go back to that because that looks really good. Of course, that didn't end up happening full time because it didn't look as good on my stuff. But yeah, tell us about like using the white mat and what do you think of it?
Yeah, the white mat was interesting because from some angles it looks very great. From some angles, it made this made the stuff
it, look fades it a bit.
Yeah. So I had to edit like every single post pretty much in post and make it more vibrant.
Did you edit this one, Lockdown?
Lockdown. I started doing that in the half of the Techers match. I started doing that because I was like, this ain't really it. The colors don't really pop. And then I was trying to figure out stuff, and then I saw you can edit it in the iPhone, and I just started doing it there. Obviously, like for full-time solution, that's probably not a good thing because it takes like a long time to do it for every single frame. But yeah, for the Lockdown show, I did it, and even parts of Armageddon as well. So yeah, the mats and the lighting and stuff, that's always a huge thing. And stuff, how do we say that, pixelating when stuff moves quickly, that's like stuff I'm still trying to figure out.
I'm sure that'll be a topic of discussion throughout this whole thing, because I guess we can talk about all the kind of arena changes we've all made throughout this past few months. But going through the show of Lockdown, what else happened on the show?
Oh yeah, and then after that one, the great
G-Man.
The great
G-Man
man,
got in there.
Yeah, the great good man. Yeah, because Jeff Hardy fucking whooped my ass for no reason. Fuck him. But the thing is, G-Man came and debuted in Money in the Bank. We all remember that. The freaking terrible head scan that
the terrible Ryback head scan.
Yeah, the terrible head scan that kind of ruined the moment. But it wasn't really our fault.
No.
Yeah, but eventually we fixed it. Eventually. We got the definitive look for G-Man, and he looked freaking fresh as fuck. The anti-venom attire,
Yeah.
the
Will
the
G-Man have a new attire at Mania, or is he just rocking the classic look?
well, I guess we'll have to wait and see if he even has a Mania match, you know? We don't even
True.
know.
We don't know what
But
his road to WrestleMania looks like right now.
yeah, exactly. But we knew what his road to lockdown looked like. He was out for blood
Yeah.
against Jeff Hardy, and honestly, he beat the shit out of that guy. Um,
I like that when he had the chair on his head and then he like jumped up and hit him with the chair. That was
yeah.
pretty sweet.
The thing is, it was originally going to be like Jeff Hardy was going to do that chair assisted twist of hate, but
Oh, but
G-Man
he
was
couldn't
going.
get the posing.
No, it wasn't even because of that. It was because like MDT kind of did something similar to what we wanted G-Man to do with the trash can. He kind of just leaped in the air and just freaking just crashed him in the face with the trash
Yeah.
can.
Right.
And I wanted G-Man to do that with Jeff Hardy. He was going to low blow Jeff Hardy from behind. Jeff Hardy was going to turn around, and G-Man was going to run into the ropes and just leap with the legs sticking out,
Yeah.
and then just kind of just bash
So
him in the face.
how much of a hand did you have in booking this match with Luke?
Not really all too much. The only
too
thing
much.
the only thing, the only thing that I told him to do was the whole LAX thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was going to connect to a bigger story that ended up falling flat. But we'll talk about that.
You had to kind of switch gears there, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. We had to. Well, we got to talk about that later on as we go
Yeah.
down the timeline here. But I thought it was a great match, though. I
I
did
like
kind
the
of.
spot at the end,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
the chair thing.
G-Man was a modern
When do you
artist.
think of that? The yeah.
See, the thing is, you know, like I'm talking like out of storyline here as a writer. Luke wanted to have G-Man do a drop coast to coast with the glass pane as seen in his three stages of hell with Pentagon. Well, the thing is, I wanted to tell a story where G-Man is like he never wants to go to that place ever again. He never wants to see broken glass. Like he'll use a chair, he'll use a table, but when it comes to like glass panes, light tubes, knives, just all the deathmatch shit, he'll either shut down or something bad will happen.
Dang.
You know,
I'd hate to see him in a situation where it's used against him. What's gonna do then? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So I even though it would have been awesome to see, and it would have been like really good to have an even bigger audience see something like that, it just didn't work for the story I'm trying to tell with G-Man. It would be really out of character. But we did the good little compromise where it's just chairs. You know, chairs are so common that people are kind of numb to it at this point. So to have that happen instead of the glass pane, I think it was a great compromise, and it still contained the story that I wanted to tell very nicely. So big props to me and Luke for finding a way out of that bubble. But
and another thing that I just thought about, the original plan, because we had laid out the entire like Stage Creator, MDT, G-Man story, and the thing was LAX was supposed to be ringside and attack us. And in the original plan, it was that Stage Creator and MDT would come out again and make the save, and that way they would align with G-Man. But while filming the match, I was thinking we just had the beatdown by the Undisputed Era. Like this would make no sense if they come out now. So we ended up doing the alliance with G-Man at a later point. But in the original plan, it was going to be that you guys come out and make the save there.
Yeah, it's cool to talk about all this in like hindsight.
Then we can really like go behind the scenes about it.
And then we got the you got anything more to add with the G-Man debut match?
I don't think so. Without talking more about the whole like storyline that kind of fell flat, but that could be talked about one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that further on.
So very nice match, very nice debut. I kind of worried that it made G-Man look weak, but looking back on it now, not really. Especially with his more recent performances. But once again, we'll talk about that.
Then we went to the lockdown cage, and tell us about this, Luke. I thought this was probably the best match on the show. What do you think?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yes, I would agree. And yeah, that was a rivalry between, the Elite and Bullet Club. And that's been kind of a feud that has been the big feud in GCW for years, the turns in the Bullet Club with AJ Styles and Kenny Omega. And this was kind of the match where it came to a conclusion here.
Yeah, with all intents and purposes, it was pretty much the finale,
Yeah.
And the official one, because the match that happened after that, it kind of segued into a different storyline, but we'll talk about that when it comes. But
yeah, and I thought it was a fun match. I'm not, there were a bunch of fun spots in it, and the big thing afterwards ended up being the cash-in of Kota Ibushi, which I thought was a perfect segue, like Danny said, for the story between Kenny and AJ, and Kenny kind of getting the last laugh, and his best friend Kota Ibushi coming in and cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase to take the championship off of AJ.
Oh yeah, and one other notable thing that happened here, Scarred Matt Hardy made his debut.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us about Scarred Matt Hardy.
So I did the whole angle with Jeff Hardy, Jay White, and Matt Hardy to hype that WrestleMania match back at the time. And
one thing with that, I was just like, why the hell is he like beating him with a hook when like he's doing a heelish thing to another heel? I was like, what the hell is going on?
Right. Yeah, that match was like a heel versus heel match that I usually don't do, but I wanted to do there. And I wanted to have both Jeff and Jay White be hated going into it, and Jeff watching all of that while Jay White is doing it. Very heelish. Jay White doing it at the first place, very heelish.
Yeah.
So
it kind of turned Matt babyface, didn't it?
Right.
Jeff was like not caring about his brother.
Right.
Yeah, that was the whole reason why Scar Matt Hardy did other things that I am now realizing that did not happen in this match. So I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
Other things that did not happen in the match?
Oh yeah, as far as like the Scarred Matt Hardy storyline, because here he attacked Jay White, and we all thought that it was Jay White that he was after, which he was.
He was,
He was the reason why he got eliminated. And let's also talk about, this is the first instance of the Fiend competing with the Bullet Club colors, is it not? Or am I wrong?
Yes. That was the first time.
And you said you wanted this Fiend to not be the one that, turns off the lights and does all the spooky, scary skeleton stuff.
Yeah.
This guy is a dude who means business and only business. Right?
Yeah. And he was there to, ensure that Bullet Club gets the win in that match.
Yes, sir. Kenny Omega, Carl. Oh yeah, that Carl Anderson that you were using, that was the unreleased Elite, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the unreleased Elite. I really don't know a lot of people that have it. Actually, I just know one other person that has that one besides me.
Yeah. And also a cool thing about this
Cody
match.
You had the cool Cody as well.
Oh yeah, the chase.
How'd you get that?
Can we talk about how Cody kind of like got buried in this match though?
In the Royal Rumble. What's up with that, man?
Oh man. I know it's going to ruffle a lot of jimmies considering
especially
how Cody,
now.
Considering how Cody just changed the world of wrestling as we know it.
Right.
Maybe for better, maybe for worse, but honestly, I didn't really mind it, of course, because like
I've buried him in the past too, so
well, the thing is like Cody was not necessarily a wrestler that I enjoy as thoroughly as a lot of people may. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not that I have anything against him. It's just like I can't really get into his stuff anymore unless it was at WrestleMania. Yeah, I marked out at WrestleMania, but not because I love Cody now or anything like that. It was just crazy to see something like that happen in the modern age, because back in like the Monday Night Wars, stuff like that was happening all the time. Jericho came from WCW to WWE. A bunch of other guys did the same thing. So yeah, I guess it was more of a blast of the past. But for this
But yeah, there will
lockdown.
be some follow up on the Cody stuff. So
Oh, awesome.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. One other thing that happened here is Phoenix Nitro. Shout out to Vibe. Shout out to all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, he reacted to this.
Yeah, he
this was the
reacted.
first one he reacted to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he like hit you up or anything like that?
Oh yeah. He hit me up on Instagram about it, and yeah, for sure I was down with him doing that, and it was really cool of him to do it. And we had talked a little more about other stuff. I actually don't know how that is going, but he was also looking to get some figures done for his crew and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, originally I think it's safe to say it's not gonna happen anymore. But if that would have all worked out, I thought a match that would have been great is the three of you guys, Stage Creator, MDT, and GMan against the Vibe crew.
Vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well,
I mean, I wish I could have
what-
gotten you to get. Sorry to cut you off, Danny. I wish
it's all
I
right.
could have gotten you to customize a BDE figure, because the BDE figure I used in my Rumble was pretty trash.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was Shelton
I mean,
Kingston.
people loved it. People loved it, but it was pretty trash. I wish I could
Yeah.
have gotten it customized.
good old Shelton Kingston over
Yes.
there.
Well,
We'll
I
talk
had
about that a bit later.
referred Phoenix Nitro to Kuroda Kit for 3D printed head scans because
Oh, really?
that they all look good that he made. We have the Stage Creator, we have the G-Man, the new Osprey and stuff looks great.
The Jake
But
Paul.
the jarring problem
Yeah.
with asking Kuroda Kid to do anything, it's like it's a very weird experience doing transactions with him. It's not nothing like
I'm
terrible.
still waiting on some stuff. I'm in the queue.
Yeah, it's like nothing. It's like nothing really like too bad. It's just kind of
Yeah.
frustrating.
He's not gonna scam you or anything. The
Yeah.
problem
No, he's
is
good.
like, yeah, you gotta like remind him to do every single step. Like I said, for example, I'll pay. I said I paid, and then it's not like he's gonna send it automatically. Then I said, and then a couple days later, I go, could you please send me the file? And then it takes him a while to send it, and the whole G-Man had
Oh,
had money in the bank. That was originally to be there. So, but he does great work for an affordable price. So
Yeah.
we got to give him that. And, it's not his full-time job and stuff. So
No.
it's understandable. And I have some new heads debuting soon on GCW from him as well. So
I've got
Yeah.
love for Kuroda Kid. He makes all the championships. So yeah, he kills it.
Yeah, I
And he
never
makes
asked him
Stage
for a
Creator heads.
championship. I was trying to get this one guy to do championships for some other stuff. Well, not other stuff, but it is for something that me and Luke are working on. But the fact of the matter is, this guy's name was Dan Turnquist. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he makes some pretty great belts for cheap. The problem is, I have not seen any work in progress photos of mine in particular. So
Figure belts.
yeah, he's on Instagram, Dan Turquist. You better enjoy the free
yeah.
publicity. Publicity. I can't speak, but
but this is what I hate about the figure community. Everybody is like so unreliable to do stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
nobody's
really
like a
huge.
real proper business, They're all just individuals.
and a lot of people are just
That is what
broke.
it is.
Right.
you know, to put it bluntly.
I mean,
You
we
know.
could go into the details of like how Luke deals with all the people who's in his DMs.
Oh
I mean,
god.
I bet you probably got a lot of people who are hard to deal with.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you want to talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
eBay guys? Fuck freaking
Yeah, we
freaking-
launched the FAW GCW Superstore, right?
Yeah,
on eBay.
exactly. Yeah, and and business is booming. We got some great stuff. So hey, you
Yeah.
want your wrestling figure stuff? Check it out. Or maybe some non-wrestling figure stuff. You got your Marvel Legends, you got your NECA toys, you got your Star Wars, you got Transformer, all the stuff, bro. All the nerd shit that
All
you
the
can think
stuff.
of. Yeah, that's why we call it a superstore, not just any store, a superstore. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
but
kicking myself that I didn't get that Roman red glove, man.
oh
Sheesh.
boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially since like
I thought he
there
might
would-
change it at Mania, so I was kind of holding
Yeah.
off, and then it went, and it's like, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah, you snooze, you lose, bro. That's what
Yeah,
happens. That's the
it is what
lesson
it
to
is. I
be
got
learned.
I got the Rollins, so those sweet Rollins costumes. I love that. Thank you,
Yeah,
Luke, for
I'm
hooking me
so
up with that.
yeah, and thank you, Danny, for shipping it out. Yeah,
And
of
thanks,
course.
Danny.
Yeah, of course. Any, no problem, no problem. But
But I
anyway,
think we should move on to. Are we finished with lockdown?
yeah,
Everything, all
I,
our thoughts on that.
yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
great show, great show.
yeah. Danny, what's next? Is it your show?
I believe so. Yes, FAWSWE episode dose. Yeah. When things were really picking up. Oh man, I remember working on it. It was so much fun for
Is
the most
this
part.
Keithley Bane?
Yes, Bane versus
Yes.
Keithley. And I told you guys, I told you, if you remember, if for the real ones who remember this podcast, who remember things that have been said, I told you that one match that I always wanted to do was Keith Lee versus Bane, because Bane is like the Okada of my Fed, and Keith Lee pulls out some crazy matches. Maybe not so much in AEW, but hey, we'll get into that when we get into that. But I hyped it up a lot when I was first talking about the idea of doing it. And so what did you guys think? Did it live up to the hype, or was it a little did it come up a little short? What do you guys think?
No, I think you always put on a great show, man. It's
Oh
always
man, thank you.
enjoyable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's it. And one thing I hate tooting my own horn, about things, but one thing I like about my stuff over some other people's stuff is like how outside the box it is, you know.
Yeah, you
Right.
got your own unique style.
Yeah, it's like its own. It's. I think I've talked about it before, like when I was talking about like doing audio dramas and stuff. Um, I essentially want this world to feel like an anime, something that you would watch weekly, like I don't know, like a cartoon or something, but a bit more to being able to take seriously.
Yeah, yeah. So what you do great as well is like to make the big matches feel really big, like with the ring introduction, the lights and stuff like that. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, that
And
was heavily inspired.
NXT.
Yes, NXT, the good days, the old heyday, back when wrestling made sense to me. 2018, best year ever for me as far as wrestling goes.
Wow.
All because of NXT. Really,
Yeah.
I could care less about what was happening in the main roster, but Pete Dunne versus Ricochet, I'm so mad at WWE for taking that video out. They put the whole match on there to see. One of my favorite matches ever in NXT history, and I was enjoying the hell out of it. I was watching that while filming. It got me so inspired to film. And then
Wow.
they took it away. And then they took it away.
Jeez.
It was so horrible. I was so angry.
Yeah.
But it did make for good sound effects, though. It did make for good bruiserweight
Yeah?
chants. Yeah, bruiserweight chants. And one thing to note about episode 2, it was the debut of anonymous commentator and everyone's favorite, El Fellatio. Yeah.
It was it?
Yes, it was.
All the way back then. Wow.
All the way. Yeah, it feels like we've been with those guys forever, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, see, the story behind that was if we're going, there's two different stories. One of them contains spoilers for something that me and Luke are working on, and the other is basically the behind the scenes one. So I'll just tell you the behind the scenes one.
Mhm.
The reason why I decided to have myself, Danny Meltzer, not as the commentator. I have no idea what I'm trying to say here. The reason why I am not commentating for FAW myself, Danny Meltzer, is because honestly, like how I usually talk, without the character, without nothing, I sound a lot like G-Man, and if G-Man was going to do promos and I was going to be Danny Meltzer on commentary, it would really give more people, if it would really give people more reason to think that we're the same person. It's probably why, like, I always mention the fact that G-Man's my cousin on commentary a lot, so I can beat people over the head with the fact that we're not the same person.
But you
Okay?
do commentary for G-Man and GCW too.
Yes,
So is that not an issue there for you then?
It's not an issue because in FAW, G-Man's a more prominent figure. In GCW, he's kind of like a cog in the machine.
Okay,
You know?
so you're still got G-Man as an FAW guy.
Yes, but we'll discuss that on future on the other episodes. But as far as episode 2 goes, it is the debut of Anonymous Commentator. So that's where Anonymous Commentator was born. Well, in this sense, because Anonymous Commentator was pretty much me when I did my old 2K videos. You know, I called myself Anonymous Commentator, but now I gave him an accent. I gave him a little audio drama package thing where they met, where they met Wildcard and Bossman and Bossman's kid at a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that one was great.
Yeah. I really love those. I really love doing these things, these audio dramas. It just adds more flavor to the story, you know, and it really tells you who the people are who are really invested in the storylines, you know. Because if you did like a mass clickbaity, fucking extreme style, hardcore, barbed wire war games match, right? Of course, people are going to click that because they love seeing toys get smashed and also shooting each other. But if it's like something regarding a storyline and people still watch it and they comment on it, I love reading the comments on my little audio dramas on all that, discussing the characters and whatnot, because it makes me feel like an author rather than a wrestling promoter. You know, I see myself as a writer first and above all else. So to see people discussing Mandy's dilemma and how much they love like Wild Card and all his funny antics, it's always so like liberating for me as someone who is dreaming of being a writer for certain things. But as far as episode 2 goes, we had Pete Dunne versus Eddie Guerrero. That would be my second favorite match of that night. Because I really wanted to make Pete Dunne a fucking badass. You know, he had a match that stole the show at Birthday Bash with Sammy Guevara, and I wanted to have him beat Eddie Guerrero, who on the SWE Pic Fed was the United States champion at the time. So Pete Dunne just casually beating a champion, I think that really made him look fucking like a beast, you know, at least in my eyes. Cage versus Rob Van Dam went down as just as you probably expect, but Bane versus Keithley was very special to me because first off, I think it was the second match I ever did with Bane and commentary, and I really wanted to make it like super special. And like you said, with the whole lighting thing, I think I nailed it. And I also had to do the Keithley voice. I did the Keithley voice because I did get a guy on Fiverr to try and do it, but he was terrible. Okay. I paid him though. I still gave him my money just for his troubles, for his time. So I just said like, okay, you just cut your losses. So I had to do the Keithley voice. I don't think anyone realized that it was me, but maybe they were too busy watching two big men slapping meat, wink, wink, you know. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's all I got to say about episode 2. I think it was a really great episode, and I think it's the most popular episode of the FAW series. Yeah, I think so.
What's your theory that Bane was in the thumbnail, right?
Episode 3. 5.9 for episode 2 and 3.
Yeah, they're like neck and neck, but I think like just by a little bit, episode 2 is the most popular.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, my theory was that Bane was on the thumbnail. And also shout out to Obsolete Elite on Instagram. He's the one who makes these thumbnails for me. And also Luke helped a lot doing that too. So thank you to all of them. This was before I got my new lights, so I couldn't really exactly make action-packed thumbnails because they didn't really look all that great. But yeah, seeing Bane with the NXT championship, I'm pretty sure that'll get anyone to click on something because it's so bizarre. And then I guess
Sure.
they liked what they see. But that was FAW episode 2. I can't count.
Yeah.
But now we got to move on. So after
What's next?
that, oh yes,
It should be
the
the
hardcore
yeah.
Royal Rumble from WSC. Now this one is a pretty juicy one. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
This one's a pretty juicy one. And then speaking how we talked about BDE, I don't know if you want to get into this, Nathan.
About
But
BDE.
not about
Well,
BDE.
first off, before we get into the match itself, like, this was probably the match that took you the longest to make ever, right?
Yes, this is definitely the longest match I've ever. It's almost the longest in time. It's like 40 minutes. I think the longest I've done is 42 or 41, but it definitely was the longest match I've ever had to make. It's just like probably one of the most detailed matches I've done. But
Yeah.
it definitely took a toll.
Oh
I'll tell you
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I always tell Luke that I dread the day that I have to do a Royal Rumble kind of match. I dread it so
Yeah.
much because I barely have enough freaking motivation to do a one-on-one match all the time, a lot of the time. So freaking 30 men, Royal Rumble? Hell no, can't. At least not now. But
I mean, did you have days in that where you just like couldn't get yourself to do anything on the Rumble? Because that's definitely the problem I had.
Yeah, with this, it was kind of tough to get motivated. I feel like I've been a lot more motivated in filming lately. But back then, it was just kind of like, man, I was only getting maybe 1 minute done a day or 2 minutes. And, you know, that's not too bad. But when you're trying to get a Royal Rumble done, like, it's not really a lot.
Right.
But I mean, with this one, I felt really inspired. Like, I just like, for the hell of it, I just did stop motion just because I was like, you know what? Like, this chair shot would look a lot better if I did stop motion. So I like, you know, tried a lot of cool different things in there. And I think it turned out pretty well. And there's a lot of interesting things that went on in this match. But the thing about it is like it got 1 million in 3 months, which is really awesome. And the thing is, I took so long to make this match, but the other Royal Rumbles, which didn't take me as long. I mean, the pool one we'll get into, that was a process. But they're actually doing better than this match. And this is like, this got voted match of the year last year in terms of my content.
Yeah,
And,
the hand-fed Rumble, is it doing better? Like,
yeah, it is.
Oh,
And then the pool Rumble's doing better than that. So it's going well. Yeah,
great stuff. But as far as like,
that's the shitty part about YouTube. You know, you can do just like a hand-fed match, and it's better received than.
I guess so. Yeah.
Isn't that why we had the whole tangent? Isn't that why we had the whole tangent of doing hand-fan matches each? Like,
well, yes. But the thing is with that is, I did a hand-fed this year because last year I did like I put a lot of detail into it, and I thought it was very well made. And it didn't get as many views or love because I got stuffed up because all the guys had COVID. Keith Lee got COVID, who I predicted to win. Edge, like last minute, got announced for the match, got me all screwed up, and all my predictions were kind of wrong. But this one, I actually predicted the right winner. But the funny thing, you know what? Let me talk about that when we get to that. Let's talk about this match, the Hardcore Royal Rumble.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of juicy stuff happened there behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Do you guys have any like specific questions, or do you want me to just like talk about stuff that happened?
I don't really necessarily have a question.
Okay, so yeah,
what I thought first off was great to start off the video was the Seth Rollins entrance with like the fireworks. And
man, I wish I had the customs I have now to make that entrance, man. I can't wait to film an entrance with these customs.
Didn't Seth Rollins had like a piece of paper like wrapped around his wrist in that match, or am I tripping?
Oh yeah, that was kind of to replicate what he was wearing at the time, and I got a custom figure of it with that kind of gauntlet thing.
Yeah.
Some people thought he had like a broken hand or something. Some people get it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
And these fireworks, do you get them custom made or like?
Oh no, they're on YouTube, and I just like kind of crop them into position to go off the stage.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool entrance for Seth
Yeah.
Rollins.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the story was there was like a double heel turn. Roman Reigns goes with his family, chooses his family over the Shield. He wants the main championship. And then once Seth Rollins finds out he's going to be defending his title in a Royal Rumble match, he's like, well, shit, Roman Reigns turned on me. And then John Moxley, I've had my battles with him in the past. And like, I can't trust this guy. So I'm going to turn on him. It's every man for himself going into the Royal Rumble. And that's where we go into Seth Rollins. He's number one, starting out the Rumble, not a great position. Then Roman Reigns starts out with him. And yeah, there goes your drama. And then that story kind of progressed through the match.
Yeah, and then Becky Lynch punched Renee Young for no reason.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know, I wonder how many people thought that was going to lead somewhere. Like, we're going to get Becky Lynch, like, you know, versus Renee Young in a death match. Yeah, that will surely get people riled up.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of debuts here, a lot of iconic
sure.
faces, you know, such as ones that would get some drama going behind the scenes. And I think it's all right to talk about it. Things are cool now. But yeah.
Yeah.
So Fat Bastard.
Fat Bastard, what an icon.
Yes, what an icon indeed. What a symbol as well.
Who knew what he would turn into? How good he's doing right now. Like,
yes,
he's killing it.
With the Did you have that planned from the start, like when he came out?
No, the fans took to him and really liked him, and I really enjoyed what he did. And you know, everyone thought he was dead. I kind of thought he was dead, but you know, he only got his hand taken. You know, it is what it is. And then like he's got an epic new finisher that hit him with the nub, the lethal nub.
Yes,
the most devastating move behind Shrek's, you know, swamp pass.
That's gotta be a shirt or a sign or something. Hit him with the nub.
Hit him with the nub.
Yeah. So
but yeah, Fat Bastard. That was basically. Yeah, I wanted you to do the voice for that. Although I just took it from the movie and it worked well. It did well with that.
Yeah, I was gonna do the voice for that one, and also something else that happened. The whole BDE thing. See, this all connects to the whole bomb that I'm about to drop. But me and Nate had a huge falling out while this Royal Rumble match was happening. And it was stupid in hindsight. It was really stupid. But we stopped being friends after a while. But you know what? We cooler heads have prevailed over time. But the story behind that was, instead of BDE, and this is real, GMan was going to be in that Royal Rumble. GMan was going to be the guy that came in, that interacted with Hornswoggle and the zombie Bray Wyatt and all that jazz. And I was really excited to have that happen, because all in all, the one thing I wanted to do was tell the G-Man story, because, you know, introduce all the audio dramas to people, introduce all this type of new storytelling and pick feds. But then Nate came to me and said, okay, it's not going to be G-Man, it's going to be BDE. And I got pretty annoyed about that, but at the time I let it slide. I was like, all right, man. And then when Nate asked me to do the Fat Bastard voice, I said, well, can you shout out my show? And then we got into a big dumbass fight about things. But that's really, like, I don't know. It's just really good to talk about these things, because I don't want to sweep anything under the rug. And the thing is, it's great that we can have the hindsight and the maturity to realize that it's fucking stupid to be arguing about these things. especially when it comes to like the Pic Fed community as a whole. You know, I see a lot of negativity in this place. A lot of like there's entire there's entire I was going to say channels, no, pages of profiles regarding the just negativity and just shitting on people. And yeah, well, it's funny to do that, but not everybody finds it funny, you know, especially the people who get shat on. I see a lot
about Pic Fed
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Pic Fed motherfuckers. See,
I thought he'd be having a field day with the multiverse stuff, but he's cooled down.
Yeah.
I was giving him content right there.
Yeah, just straight up for the taking. Like, here, I'm giving you this.
I'm giving you it.
Yeah, but no. But then again, there's a lot worse stuff out there.
Yeah.
And
you gotta admit in hindsight though, like to service the fans, I have a lot of BDE fans. Like he's the number one guy that my fans watch, and they absolutely loved having BDE in the match. So
yeah,
I do stand by the decision. Yeah,
I get all that.
So
I'm not ruling out GMan in the future. Oh, how did BDE come about?
Yeah, how, like, did you reach out to him, or like how did that come about?
Well, he reacted to one of my videos, or a couple of my videos on the Vibe channel, Phoenix Nitro's channel. So he was aware of me, and yeah, he follows me on Twitter. So I messaged him about it, and he thought it was a cool idea. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta get a custom ready. And yeah, that was basically how it happened. And he was cool with he picked the Shelton head out of all the other options.
Okay.
But yeah, I wish I could have gotten a custom from you.
Yeah, and then afterwards you posted like an update that he had like broken his ankle or something. Is that like for an angle, or is that like
the figure ankle broke during the match?
Yeah, because it was so trash.
No, it was a perfectly fine Buddy Murphy like kick pad, but it was like it must have had a lot of glue and it was like really tight. So when I tried to pose, it kind of broke. And then like I kind of blue tacked it together. And then when he got thrown over the top rope, he kind of landed on it and it kind of twisted. So I was like, oh, you know what? He broke his ankle.
There you go. Realism in a fed such as this. Where people fall off 50-foot cages and just be like, oh, you know. I just got a little boo-boo. That's it.
I mean, Aleister Black was in a coma.
Yeah, but then we look at Ricochet.
And Ricochet was in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ricochet.
Did you miss the episode where he was in a wheelchair?
No, I remember that. It's just like Ricochet got it easy compared to fucking Aleister Black's suicide attempt.
We don't even know what happened to RVD and Shane McMahon. I mean, they may be dead.
Oh, boy. Depending on who you ask, that might be for the best. But anyway, we also had Zombie Bray Wyatt show up.
Oh,
as
my.
Well. Mm-hmm.
And that was an idea that started with you and me having a conversation about Warzone.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think I wanted to. What was the original idea? We wanted him to explode, or I wanted him to explode in the thing. And then I thought maybe, we'll wait till the burnt Fiend comes. But then it was like, oh no, there's a zombie figure, and it's like, oh shit, we can do something.
See, the thing I wanted to do.
What if he returns at the Rumble?
Yeah. See, the thing I wanted to do, like the way I played it out, was like kind of different. I wanted Alexa Bliss to be the person that made fucking Bray Wyatt into a zombie by doing some dark magic shit. I told him exactly, like, hey, get a NECA figure of Ash from Evil Dead, and it would have the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon, and she could like read.
I don't think you've ever told me this.
Yeah, I did, and you were like, you know, it should be fine. Or I think you said it was a good idea, but then we decided not to do it, or you decided not to do it.
I think I just didn't want Alexa Bliss with Bray.
Yeah,
I think,
and then you said like, oh, because you know Bray's just always has supernatural stuff with him, so you know, I don't know. I just thought like to make it more explainable, you know, to be like, oh, it's because Alexa Bliss read from the Necronomicon, but yeah.
Man, I think it's a pretty cool surprise at the Rumble. He just like pulls a guy under the ring and hits him. I think we went a bit crazy with it.
Oh
He ate
yeah.
off Ellsworth's arm, and now
See,
he's
because
one arm Ellsworth.
yeah, because it harkens back to the point I made. It's like, your videos, like sooner or later, one day, if you keep doing them the way you're doing them, you know, at that time where I told you they were going to get stale and people were going to get numb to it unless they were really
Yeah.
into the storylines. So I was like, you got to pick up the pace. You got to make it more extreme. You got to do some outlandish shit. So I brought up guns. We brought up fucking exploding war games or, war
Guns.
zone.
That's probably like the only time you're going to see a gun unless it's in the multiverse thing. I think we're going to cool off on that in the hardcore championship kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But I think it works for what we're doing with that.
yeah,
That one match, that one time.
it sure did get a reaction. That's the
Yeah.
thing. But as far as like this WrestleMania Royal Rumble goes, I think it was a huge success. I think you did things very well. You had the right sound effects. You had some Call of Duty Black Ops zombies, the fucking
Yes.
sound effects for zombie Bray Wyatt. I mean, where else are you gonna get freaking zombie fast sound effects for?
Yeah, I was thinking like we could just use Bray Wyatt sound effects, but I was just like, you know what? This is a freaking zombie. Let's just go ham.
Let's just go bananas.
Let's just go ham.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, great stuff. So moving on, we're gonna go to GCW Armageddon. Yeah. See, my voice is destroyed from doing the Royal Rumble, so I can't do my more.
Yeah, you did great on that too.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoyed the commentary.
But yeah, tell us about Armageddon, Lou.
GCW Armageddon, my final pay-per-view of the year. I think we had a pretty cool stage for that show. What did you guys think?
Oh yeah, the one with the helicopters and all that shit.
Probably the best stage. Tell us how you made that.
So I used the lockdown cage for most of the structure. And then what we bought is this, it's kind of like a wallpaper, like a brick wallpaper.
Oh yeah.
I guess this is for, people that don't have that much money and want to make their house nice or whatever, they can't afford real brick wall or something and want to still have something like that. So it's pretty cheap to buy. It's like adhesive, and we pretty much covered the pieces of the lockdown cage in it. And then, we had the ramp going through in the middle, the TV behind, and then I bought some these little helicopters I saw at a toy store, and I was thinking, let's put them on top of the stage, and that was pretty much it. Didn't take too long to build, honestly.
Now you break it down, like that's pretty achievable for most people. They can make an awesome stage like this.
Take notes, everybody.
Yeah,
take notes to look out for that. Next time you go into whatever hobby store you go to, and just grab yourself some adhesive brick wallpaper, boy.
Yeah, that's what I do all my, like, even the backstage. I got the adhesive marble paper. It's cheap and you can build nice rooms with it.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, the first match of the night was a bit of a dream match for some. And it was kind of like a no-brainer after the chaotic ending of Lockdown. Brock Lesnar, the Beast, the Conqueror, the guy who jobbed out to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38, versus another guy who jobbed out to Roman Reigns. I guess not technically, he wasn't pinned, but the Fiend versus Brock Lesnar. You got any like thoughts about that one? Because it was pretty wild, honestly.
Yeah, it was a wild match. Mostly we had the tables in there. The finish, I feel like we kind of had to go there to have like a, stoppage. I thought it made sense with like the same referee having seen Walter getting his arm broken at WrestleMania.
Oh, yes.
And it didn't make the Fiend look too weak. Like, he didn't tap, obviously. So
he was pretty pissed off at the end too.
Yeah.
Started killing everybody.
And that was pretty much for that match.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was nice fun, nice back and forth action. I think it was a lot better than I thought it would be. With the no selling and the table spots and the huge leap. I think it was either the Fiend or Brock who did that
Yeah, the
huge
Fiend
leap.
did like his cross body tackle thing
Yeah,
over
to
the
the
top rope.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was nice.
Mm.
But then after that, we had scarred Matt Hardy's first match with the new gimmick against Jay White and the controversial, notorious turnbuckle hook death
Turnbuckle hook.
match. Yes.
Yeah.
So a
I
lot of
I
people
feel
making
like
fun of that concept, even though I thought it was a lot better than, they
who
might have
made fun
thought.
of that? Instagram or what?
Oh,
Instagram people.
yeah, like honestly, like when I say people like kind of got
Yeah,
their
when
jimmies ruffled.
when you say Instagram people, it's like usually like 2 or 3 people or 5 people or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
what it
I
is.
I
because
don't even
like,
know why you guys see that stuff. I don't see that stuff.
Yeah.
oh well, lucky you. I envy you that you don't like care enough to look at anything regarding Instagram. Me, it's like I'm
I
fucking
mean, there's
glued to
like
that.
nothing of quality on Instagram, really. Like, the people that put
Oh.
effort into stuff, they put it onto
Oh
YouTube.
no.
What?
We're gonna go
You're
into a
gonna upset
debate.
a lot of people.
I
A lot of
mean,
people are gonna hear
Instagram,
that.
like Instagram is really just like, I post one picture and want validation for that. Like on YouTube,
Yeah.
you put a lot of effort and
Yeah, it's
stuff
more of a
into one video.
production on
Yeah.
YouTube for
And
sure.
and that's why I'm not on Instagram. I don't really care to look at one picture of something.
Yeah.
Really enjoy people that put a lot of effort into their stuff, like you two do, for example. So I
Yeah.
don't really see a reason to be on Instagram myself. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but the turnbuckle hook death match. I thought it was a bit of a weird idea when you said it, when you explained it. But
yeah,
it turned out a lot better than I thought it would be. And luckily it was a bit on the shorter side because like we could only watch two dudes be like, "Oh, I'm gonna cut you." "Oh no, I'm
right.
gonna cut you," for so
Right. That's
long.
exactly what I wanted to do. Like sometimes in wrestling, you have someone run around with a pizza cutter and just do like laps around the ring without attacking his opponent, which is weird to me why he would do that. So, I wanted to, like, if they have the hook, they go on the attack. That's what like anybody would do that would want to win a wet match. Right. So,
Hmm.
obviously it had to be shorter. And we continued the Jeff Hardy story there when he appeared on the Titantron and asked for forgiveness, which then led into the Royal Rumble later on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
that
then we
was
had
that.
Will Ospreay, Seth Rollins right after that.
Oh, we
Ospreay
Yeah.
did. That was
gets
a
a
great
win,
match,
build him up.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. That was to build up Ospreay, obviously coming off the attack by the disciples after on the lockdown show.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rollins and Ospreay, obviously fun match. If they would have one in real life, as long as it's outside of WWE, I think they would have a 5-star classic for sure.
I think they got some beef. They got to
I
squash it.
think they used to. I don't know if they
Yeah,
still
but I
have
think
it.
they squashed it. Yeah.
How did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah, so-
mostly personally for me, I was excited for that match to happen in GCW. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to kind of work that into there. But for what we got, I'd say it's pretty good. Really made the hidden blade look as brutal as possible there. Some kind of force to be reckoned with in GCW. So better
Right.
watch out, Coda. Better watch out, Kota Ibushi, for WrestleMania seasons coming up. Don't get
Yeah,
hit with one of
definitely.
them. Don't get hit with one of them hidden blades. Lots of cool counters there. The handspring. Well, no, or was it the os cutter into the sling blade? I thought that was pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff happened in that match. It's kind of tough to call it. Viscera and the disciples getting involved in there.
Mhm.
Have you ever told the story of like why you put Viscera in there as a
Um,
disciple?
And no, I just figured he would fit in cool with that. It would be a cool look, and it's definitely a cool look. You know, I saw the picture you put on your Instagram as well, because you have the trio now too,
Oh yeah.
Danny, and it looks badass.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I was gonna use the Ultimate Warrior, the Legends one, but that thing is crazy short, man. And I thought the Ultimate Warrior was supposed to be like this big, huge behemoth of a guy. Because looking at him on the TV when his prime, he looked like a huge behemoth. But
He probably just shrunk.
I guess in
You,
his
you
age,
shrink when you age. Yeah.
yeah. But so I had to use that Triple H basic, for the Rollins, and I think it worked really well with the gimmick
Yeah.
and stuff. But after that match, we had the
Attack by Rey Mysterio, the Rey Mysterio and the Ligers.
oh
Right.
yes, the what in the Power Rangers shit is this?
I-
Yeah,
I can't remember if it was followed up on. Were they on Royal Rumble with the Cruiserweight title?
Well, that's actually a match that we're going to have on the road to WrestleMania now, because it actually was supposed to be on, but then I had the opener on the Royal Rumble, which I thought was a very strong match. Then we had the 6-man tag between you guys and the Undisputed Era, and I kind of felt like it would have had a hard time following these two. So
so it got cut.
Yeah.
Was it originally announced?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're doing
cool.
it. So
cool.
Yeah, the League of Ligers stuff, it's kind of become a mixed bag for me, because on one hand, I love it. I love how, like, I don't want to say ridiculous, but like how outlandish it is. You have an entire cult of people in Jushin Liger costumes doing stuff. I love that, and I love the different colors, how they all pop with each other and everything. But then it's like I worry about like booking yourself into a corner here, because people are gonna want to know who the fuck are these people underneath the mask.
I mean, it was kind of shown who one of them were.
Was it
that Ultimate X? Yeah. But does it really matter who? Is it going to matter who it is, or is it just
I don't know. That really depends on like how people react to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because when I had the Jokers, it didn't really it never really mattered to me like who they were, although now it kind of does. But
because Eddie Kingston, but we'll talk about that. So I don't know. It's just I like it. I like the storyline, but also there's the whole worry. That's just my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, and people have like the wildest theories about this League of Liger. So I'm like, if we do a reveal,
you might need a big finish for it, like for the storyline.
Yeah, but like people come up with these big theories who would be under these masks, and I kind of feel like
you might be disappointing. Have it be big.
Yeah. So we have to see on that. I honestly, like, if you listen so far into the podcast, like, I don't really have a clue how we're gonna pay that shit off yet. So
so
you'll figure something out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Next match
there were ideas. It's just that we were worried about it being too lame.
Yeah.
Okay. Next match was the big one. Oh man, I absolutely killed my rival Kevin Owens.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
He pushed me to the breaking point, and I just
You went a little G-man on that.
I went a little G-man.
Yeah,
I pulled a little G-man.
There you go. Freaking Kevin Owens' Day of Reckoning. That's probably why it's called Armageddon, because it was Armageddon for Kevin Owens there. When after your titles, you debuted your new red line.
Yes, it was finally done.
I don't know where the hell that came out from. Red line. I don't know who thought of that.
I don't know.
No offense to any fans who might have said that. Bloodline, red line.
Yeah, it's just
I didn't want to be like Team YouTube, because the character's not really about YouTube.
Me, to me it sounded corny as fuck. Team YouTube.
Yeah, but I guess we're both YouTubers, right?
Yeah, and it was mainly for the titles. Like, what else would I've written?
Yeah, we needed I guess we just needed matching gear.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
And MDT, yeah, he wanted to design this.
Yes, he designed this.
Yeah, he designed this attire.
I mean,
It took-
originally it was supposed to be done for Lockdown already, but
Yeah. I mean, I wanted like Spider-Man gear. I wanted me to be Spider-Man, him to be like Iron Man because he likes Iron Man. That would
we
have been pretty
just
cool.
had like some
The
problems.
red
Like,
pops.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
He's
And-
what it
great.
is. Kill Stage Creator shirt. Kevin Owens.
Mhm.
Some lucky person bought that.
That always
that in their
surprises
collection.
me. That always surprises me that how people still buy that, you know, because it's such a specific thing from a
Yeah.
specific
I mean,
place.
I mean, like, just think back, like maybe stuff that you looked up to as a kid, like on YouTube. Like
I
would
don't
have
think it's a
thought
kid that
cool.
bought it.
Really?
Well, it could have been. I mean, kids don't usually have money, you know. Where if I
Maybe it
was a
was their
kid, like I
parents.
wouldn't be able to convince my parents to buy me that.
Yeah.
But you know, some parents are cool. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah.
And like the whole, every YouTuber is kind of selling like merchandise and, actually being able to own like a piece of the history of like GCW or WSC. I think that's cool to people.
Yeah. For sure.
So, and it's not like we charge $100 for that thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was cool touch that we had that custom gear for Kevin Owens, and the match was pretty fun, pretty straight to the point.
You booked it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
And the thing with this was like, remember, I was like, I want to do the thing with him off the balcony, and then said like, oh, he should come back and be in the match with us against the whole Undisputed Era. And you guys
Right.
said like, oh no, but he'd be like dead. He'd be all bandaged up. But then like when he showed up, he had no bandages. He wasn't like hurt. He was like completely fine.
What bandages was gonna fit on that figure?
He could have come up with something like some actual tape.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, all he did was like a punch and a stunner. So
Yeah.
Right.
And there was
But,
supposed to be like a little hospital scene where I go visit him.
yeah,
Could have been cool.
but
Yeah. Just a little
yeah, I
behind
mean,
the scenes for you
yeah,
all.
there was a lot of stuff that was cut out and renegotiated because of difficulties and communication issues and creative differences. But like, when does that not happen? You know,
Mhm.
right.
not everything goes exactly the way it's planned, unfortunately. But
Now you can really tell, like, sometimes you blame wrestling promotions, like, this could have been like so amazing, but then some things go wrong behind the scenes, probably, where they
Yeah.
can't do anything about it. And
yeah, Cody, you were supposed to be the revolutionary leader against the tyranny of WWE. You fucking traitor! I'm gonna burn your shirt that I paid for, that you probably still have money from, on a live Instagram feed. That'll show them. But
And then moving on to the main event, we had AJ Styles, Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, GCW Championship.
my
Yeah,
number one
unfortunately-
That was the
most
experience.
disappointing match.
Being outspoken about it, huh?
Yeah.
It was a bit short, wasn't it?
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember.
it was.
You just weren't
didn't have
motivated
time.
with it. Yeah.
It
I don't
was
think it was
mostly time.
motivation. It
Oh.
was time.
What
and
happened with
he
the time?
The
You
thing
just wanted to
was,
get it done, didn't you? Or did you have
yeah,
other things going on?
the year previously, Armageddon, I had the main event come out in January, and
Yeah.
I really didn't want to have that happen again. I wanted to have Armageddon done in December, and then
Yeah.
while doing that, I was also like planning for GCW going into 2022. Like we had like the whole new ring setup with like, all these graphics and stuff. So there was like a lot of work going on.
You
For
just had your mind on other things, like for the
Yeah.
future. Yeah.
yeah, and also I always still have like other work to deal with, and yeah, this just had to be cut short because I didn't have the time. I wish it could have been longer. It could have been like a great match, but yeah, I regret that too, but there was no way around.
Yeah.
Cutting
Sometimes
that
that
one
just
short.
happens.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Anything else to add on the GCW Armageddon show?
After that main event, I guess not.
Yeah, that was it for Armageddon.
Yeah.
So,
What was next on the list of things that we did?
oh man.
Let's see.
What you got for us, Danny?
Oh yeah. I gotta get the list back.
FAWSWE episode 3.
Oh yes, yes. So next up on our list is my personal favorite episode. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, FAWSWE episode 3. Okay, this one was the one I was most excited for, and it actually had the biggest hypest moment. I can't speak. The biggest moment in there where GMan came back to an FAW arena. The homecoming of the prodigal son, calling out the notorious Scar, right? Things were looking pretty good for the storyline at this point, but outside difficulties, outside forces that I cannot really speak on because it's not my place, happened, and I did not have the custom Scar figure for this storyline. What happened was Mike SWE just would not send me, like, man, it's so difficult to talk about because it brings back fucking like nights and nights and nights of headaches, the worrying about this stuff. But I guess before we talk about that, we can talk about just like everything that happened in that episode until the
just
big
tell us
moment.
about the highlights of it.
Well, Drew McIntyre versus Daniel Bryan, I believe, in my personal opinion, was the best main event out of all 4 of the episodes so far. I had a lot of fun doing that.
I really like the Ricochet Moxley.
Yeah,
that was a banger.
I don't know. I guess I just like the whole brutality of the Drew McIntyre versus Daniel Bryan. They were just beating the shit out of each other instead of like doing some fancy schmancy moves and whatnot. Daniel Bryan jumped from the top, just did a flying headbutt splash on the announce table just out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre talking that smack. Shout out to James, the guy who voices Big Boss Man and Drew McIntyre in my Fed. And also shout out to all the other voice actors.
Cody. The Cody was great.
The Cody is the same guy who does Wild Card. He's
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's the same guy who does Wild Card. And dang, there's a lot of stuff that happened in there. That's what I love about all my episodes. There's just so much stuff that happened, so many highlights of it.
Yeah. Finn Balor showing up at the end.
Oh yes, I loved doing that because Finn Balor, like, I don't know if anyone probably nobody, but I guess I'll explain it. So when I first started Pic Fedding, I had a show called Armageddon. Oh, how funny. We just got done talking about GCW Armageddon. So FAW Armageddon, one of the matches was Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor, and they had this kind of cookie cutter feud with Drew McIntyre being like this monster, and Finn Balor would be like, oh, well, I'll fight you. And then, well, it happens, and Drew McIntyre hospitalizes Finn Balor, puts him through an air raid crash through a table, through an announce table, does a Claymore kick to the back of the head, Future Shock DDT on the ground. And these were hardwood floors at this point. I didn't have the mats that I do now.
So is all this kind of like a prelude to what we see in FAW?
Yeah.
Or is that just,
Yeah. There's a whole like, oh man, it kind of makes me want to do that. I don't know if you remember those like recap videos I did. Those things that had a little bit of art to it. See, that was supposed to be like a whole series, and I still plan on doing it. It's just now,
I think you shouldn't do it with art. You should do it, recreate some moments with your figures.
Oh man, but I love my art. But the thing is there was going to be one with the whole plot line between Kenny Omega, Drew McIntyre, and the Bullet Club leading up to Winter Slam, and then leading up to what happened afterwards, where Finn Balor betrays Kenny Omega at Winter Slam, and we haven't seen Kenny Omega since in an FAW ring. And Finn Balor made his big comeback, and he said, like, okay, Kenny Omega's gone. I'm here to be the best. I'm here. I'm not going to fuck around. And so he came back on the same night that Drew McIntyre had a big match, the same guy who put him away in the first place. Now, the peculiar thing is Kenny Omega. Yeah, that's the thing. And the other thing is he had two opportunities to attack Drew McIntyre. If you remember in my Bane versus Adam Cole video, there was some like other stuff angles before the actual match, which is a banger. I highly recommend it. I'm actually currently working on doing a commentary version of that match, so stay tuned for that.
Oh.
What's it called? Drew McIntyre called out Kenny Omega right after he lost to him, and on the Aftermath show, Cody came out. And one other thing is, like, Cody is also a victim of Drew McIntyre and FAW. It's on an Instagram post from 3,000 years ago, but Drew McIntyre was talking to Wildcard backstage. Cody attacks him because Drew McIntyre cost him his #1 contendership for Aleister Black's World Championship. Standard stuff. Drew McIntyre beat his ass, and we haven't seen him until this particular video where Cody comes back. Drew McIntyre has a match with Cody. He's about to win. Finn Balor comes out. Stares Drew McIntyre in the face, and he has his Bullet Club guys with him. But he tells the Young Bucks to attack Cody instead? What's going on here? You know, it's a pattern. It's a very peculiar pattern. Whenever Drew McIntyre has a match, Finn Balor shows up, but he doesn't do anything.
Makes you wonder what game is he playing at? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe sending him a message. This is what I can do to you.
Yeah, maybe so. But that's the kind of thing I wanted to get people thinking. I wanted to get people theorizing of what's happening here. Maybe people are going to theorize that he's actually trying to thank Drew McIntyre for what he did to him, because if it weren't for Drew McIntyre kicking him like that, he wouldn't have been the better monster of a man he is now, you know, that did that to Daniel Bryan, who's changing the game now. Maybe he wants to recruit him into Bullet Club. Well, we don't know, you know, and that's the thing. So I thought, what better way to close out the match with something like that to have people to be thinking about.
Yeah.
And also,
anything else on the show that you want to make note of?
Well, one thing, if I was to, before I get to the whole G-Man thing, actually, you know what? I guess I'll talk more about that on episode 4, because that's when the big thing happened. But one last thing I guess I want to talk about is the whole scene with Wildcard and Scarlett. Honestly, I loved every bit of that. I loved filming it for the most part, because I had to do it like in the dark. It was pretty annoying to do it, but still, I love the way it turned out. I love the voice acting. I love the storyline. But you know, like I said, I'm inspired by you know, more anime-esque type things. More, I don't want to say supernatural, but more like not your typical wrestling show. You know, it had background music, it had all that stuff, it had the jokes. But what did you guys think? You know, your thoughts on this episode, because it's mostly just been me talking.
Luke, what do you got?
I thought it was great. I told you that before, that I feel like sometimes for like not for me personally, but for YouTube audience, like your talking segments are too long. That's why I feel like some people might, you know.
The Scarlet promo was 8 minutes, I'm seeing here.
Yeah, it did feel
a bit long. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I know that what you're going for, and I personally enjoy it, but, you know, the YouTube audience itself, you know, they're not, unfortunately, not going to sit through a lot of that. So
I think Danny's content with just doing his own style. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think he's worried about.
It's something that I like to go back and watch, and
Yeah.
and if it's like, oh, if it gets views, it gets views, and if it doesn't, whatever, and you'll still have the
Right.
people, the diehard fans who watch the audio dramas, who are invested in these characters. Those are the guys I really care about, and I don't
Yeah,
want to
right.
let them down about it. But
Mhm.
it was the big old tease of Bane versus Cross. Will we ever see that match? Well, who knows, But
Yeah. I want to see
overall,
Bane versus Mortis.
see, like I got
That's the big
comments
monster
about
match.
I got comments about that, man. I don't know if it's the right time to do it, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll never do it. Who knows? It would have to be a crazy
That's the big
story.
money match.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, I
episode
would
3.
love to see so much stuff, but it takes you so long to do stuff. So it's kind of like
Especially if it's a match
When
I
you're
don't
doing a
personally want to
show.
do.
Yeah.
Don't make matches you don't want to do, man.
Here's the well, speaking of, there's we're gonna talk about some of those in a minute.
Yeah.
But episode 3, really my personal favorite episode. I don't know how people are going to react to that in the comments, but yeah, it was a joy to make, and it led to a little bit more continuation of a storyline that fell flat. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in
Right.
the next episode. So what's next on the list?
Next on the list is
Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black.
yeah, zombie Bray
Oh,
Wyatt
geez.
versus Aleister Black on the that freaking insanity insanity in 5 minutes.
I'll try to
Yeah.
get through this quick, but yeah, this storyline has been going on for a long time. Very long-term storytelling, a lot of character development. With all these guys have gone through so much evolution and changes, and yeah, this one just got crazy, man. Like Aleister Black barely survived. He did get the win. Fat Bastard came out, returned. He is not dead, and James Ellsworth came in with one arm. Freaking referee got eaten in the ring. Aleister Black's fingers got eaten off. He's still missing his fingers.
You had
Greg,
a
the
gun,
cameraman, rest in peace. I had a gun ready to go.
and it was so like it was
It was fun.
It was it was so like it was so fun and so funny, honestly, as well. Especially the part where you go, I never used one of these, but I might have to. And then it's like a dramatic shot of you looking at the gun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you checking it out when we still had that kind of off time.
Yeah. Because I was looking at it to just make fun of it at the time, but then Fat Bastard came out. I was like, oh shit, okay, now I'm invested. Fat Bastard came out and he introduced his deadly finisher, hitting him with the nub.
Hit him with the nub.
There you go. And then Ellsworth came out, and I think I came to you saying like Ellsworth and Fat Bastard need to be a tag team. You can call them like well, actually no, that might trigger people. I was gonna say like the crippler fucking the crippled
the amputees.
There you go.
The amputees.
And I loved it. I loved how Fat Bastard like kind of pretty much saved the day. Like he's an unsung hero. We need to
anytime you can see more Fat Bastards, it's a good time.
Oh yes,
I feel
you must be protected at all costs.
Now, I want to ask something behind the scenes there. I know originally was this match planned, because I saw you had a community post where you were talking about doing what you guys want to see first, either the Fatal 4-Way or there was like a Christmas street fight with RK Bro and the Usos, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at the time I was thinking, maybe we could do Usos versus RK Bro Christmas street fight. But then I thought, after like the reaction that Bray Wyatt got from the Royal Rumble, people were really liked Zombie Bray Wyatt. And I was like, man, you really have to capitalize on this. And like, why not do a fun little match for Christmas with Aleister Black and Bray Wyatt with all the story they've got going on? So yeah, that's just what I decided to do. And I thought with the match I had planned out for the Usos and RK Bro for the Christmas thing, it wasn't as good as this. So I thought like this would be more fun for me to make and it would be better. So I just decided to go with this.
And originally you never wanted to do non-championship matches, but for that it just fit.
Well, I have done non-championship matches. Like I had Hornswoggle versus John Moxley in a Asylum Steel Cage. So when you got a good story going and there's no championship involved, like you can do a match, but it just really depends on the story.
Yeah,
but usually it revolves around the championship. But yeah, I think if that's all we have to talk about here, it was crazy, it was fun, and yeah, it continued the story.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
And so speaking of short, fun little matches, we got the house show Bloodline versus Sting and Darby Allin match. Yeah.
right.
See,
Yes.
I think originally that was going to be a full match, right?
Yeah, and it was the thing, like it was January, and January for us would mostly be the month to like slow down a little bit, calm down,
Yeah.
rest a little bit, because even though we all love doing this, like it takes a lot of time, and we got to make money, and in January the ad rates just like plummet, and you basically don't get much return on your time investment there. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, I still want to have some content out, but I was just doing shorter stuff in January. I did the this match right here, and then I did some like 1 minute Royal Rumble preview matches and stuff like that to keep the channel busy. But
you
not
had your
waste too much time.
GCW live show before this. We'll get into that like after, but we'll talk about this. Do you have anything much to say about this?
Not really, just a the return of John Moxley to get back on Roman Reigns afterwards, and just had the basketball
hoop. That was kind of the selling point.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
I bought that in China, and it's like, I think it comes from like some sort of SH figure art something. I don't know anything besides WWE, but I just saw it was in scale for 6-inch figures, and I bought it.
Oh yeah, there might have been something with the SH figure arts. It might have been like a Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James. I feel like they did something like that. Normally,
so getting into the sorry, Kayo, what do you say?
No, it's nothing really.
Nothing. Well, yeah. Going on to GCW Live, Rollins versus Omega, I remember we had these kind of discussions about you want to kind of change up the way you do things on GCW Live. Let us all know what your vision was for this. And you also changed up the arena a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know about that kind of side look. It's definitely different, but I think it's better how you have it now.
Yeah. I think so too. It was, fun for the show just to have something different. But I wanted to have like a good main event, and then before that, some multiple smaller angles to set up future stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
So that's what I did there. And
how'd that work out in terms of like the data and analytics of it all? Were people watching the middle portion?
It was it did pretty well. You can kind of see like a match usually would have like 20,000-25,000 views maybe, and this show got over 40,000, I think. So
it was a great thumbnail.
The
new custom Rollins and the facial expression and the gloss, got the hardcore stuff in there. That's good.
Also, you were gonna. This was the beginning of the alliance between you, G-Man, and your partner. When you were,
I think it was supposed to be like I was supposed to have a promo, wasn't I? But like I just got attacked.
Right, you were supposed to talk about what you did to Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I think I didn't. I don't know. Something happened where I couldn't get the promo to you or something. I don't remember what happened there.
Yeah,
or maybe you just didn't think it needed to be said.
Wait, did you do a tweet? Was it a tweet that you did?
I think that was for the previous thing.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know how that whole situation came about. Well, how come MDT's figure wasn't there?
Well,
Well, he just in storyline wasn't there at the event. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, nice. Anything you want to like go into detail about on this show? Any like stories of filming this, memories?
I just really like the main event, and us doing some callbacks to the WrestleMania match between Kenny and Seth. Them
Fool me once,
countering.
shame on you. Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the stuff I love to see. Like, for example, Kenny and Okada always did that in their matches, that they would add twists in an upcoming match to the match before, to the sequences they did and stuff like that. And I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of a far cry better than sometimes where like you get like weekly rematches of guys and they keep on falling for the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to the GCW Live, Jon Moxley versus Roman Reigns, which I know a lot about Jon Moxley and Roman Reigns. Let us know how that was for you. Any memories from that? Any things you want to like really highlight about that show?
That was just like a, highlight edition, kind of like, for reasons that I earlier talked about. I was also kind of on vacation that week, and I filmed some of the segments on vacation, like the, Stone Cold Steve Austin joining the creative team, being the ambassador for GCW Extreme. Yeah. And, we had some short clips of the action. We got G-Man a win. We had the Roman Reigns, Jon Moxley, which ended up with the Usos running in. And
it's interesting they had Kota Ibushi and Will Ospreay wrestle here before a potential match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. But it kind of plays into the story of Will Ospreay being a heel and stuff like that. So
yeah.
But yeah, this was really just a short thing. There's not really much else to talk about here.
Yeah, the Roman versus Mox match, it was kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, it was kind of doomed to be just a highlight thing, because people have done Shield matches since the dawn of time in Pic Fed history.
Right.
And it's just kind of hard to be inspired to do yet another one, And I know what some people might be thinking, well, why did you book that match in the first place? Well, Luke, I don't book your stuff, so.
Well, okay, the thing is, like, if you think about an episode, you would need a match that can kind of draw the people to it. Like, if I put Ospreay and Ibushi in the title, it's not going to get as many views.
I mean, that's what Austin said.
Oh, yes.
At the start of the thing.
Isn't this the first time I did my Stone Cold Steve Austin voice for this shit?
Yeah.
This was
so like that's what I'm trying, because I still want to use my characters that are maybe not that known to the mainstream audience, but you can maybe make these people grow on the people, but you got to draw them in with something they would want to watch. And like Moxley and Reigns, people are going to click on that. So,
All right. What was next?
We got Sami Zayn versus Hiromu Takahashi at an FAW house show.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Now there is a bit of an interesting behind the scenes story. See, one day Luke came up to me and said, "Hey, Danny, would you like to buy the New Japan Pro Wrestling Super 7 Ultimate Hiromu Takahashi and Evil figures?" And I was like, "What?" Well,
I didn't say it like that. I asked you to buy him for me.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
isn't that not what I said?
Yeah. You said, would you like to buy the fit, which would be weird, which would be like, why would I just randomly message if you would like to buy a certain figure? But I asked you to buy them for me because, these boxes are so huge and they will cost me like $300 to ship internationally or something. So I asked him to buy it for me off of Ringside. And, unbox them and ship them to me in like an envelope. So that was pretty much that.
Yeah.
And then he
And
liked it himself, or did you
no,
just?
it was
Is
when
this his figure, or did you buy your own?
no, that was I used the figure that I bought for him in that
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
video.
Wow.
Yeah, but that
And
was my idea mainly, right?
yeah, because when I opened it, I think he said like, how do you like the figures? And I was like, they're pretty cool. And he's like, you know what, you should test them out. I think that's how it went, right? You should test them out, maybe film a match. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what match should I film? And then eventually we came up with the idea of like, oh, Sami Zayn defending his North American Championship against Hiromu Takahashi, someone who was really close to Tetsuya Naito, a guy who Sami Zayn like beat the fuck out of after his match with him at Birthday Bash, and it all kind of connects together. It was like, wow, it's really funny how things come together so easily sometimes, and
Yeah.
then so unexpectedly.
So was this a match like you wanted to film, or is it one of those ones where it was like, like I'm not really like super excited to film it? It was a
um,
great match.
at first, I was like, it's not, because I had this idea that like the Super 7 figures were just ass.
How were they to film with?
They're actually all right.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed filming with them a lot more than I thought I would. Um, Hiromu Takahashi's figure could be balanced really easily, probably because of the little cuffs around his feet. But
Mm.
even then, the evil figure wasn't that bad either. And so, yeah, me and Luke were talking about the match since he knows more about like Japan guys than I do.
I
He
feel like
put,
at that point you barely knew Hiromu's moveset, right?
yeah, all I knew was that he did like a super kick, I think.
Yeah.
That was it.
Didn't I lay out that entire match?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
that was all him. That was all his New Japan pro wrestling knowledge at work. But at the end of the day, like I filmed it. I did everything I could to make it cool. I think it was really cool.
Mhm.
Came out a lot better than I expected. I actually ended up enjoying it in the middle
Yeah.
of filming, but then for some reason, got the idea. I was like, you know what? Since, sometimes I'm going to be doing these, in between stuff when I really need to get like some kind of content out there, I I'll tease another match after the Takahashi match. So I had Kushida come out and be like, "Oh my gosh, Kushida, even he just showed up in GCW. He's one of the greatest New Japan Pro Wrestling junior heavyweights of all time,
Well,
going
while
after
we're on the
Sami
topic,
Zayn."
do you wanna cover that match too? While we're on the topic.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that would be a good segue. Yeah.
all right, well, okay, we can skip a couple matches or skip a couple videos, I believe. But yeah, that match took longer because one, I fucking booked myself into a corner there. I got overexcited. I got like, oh man, you know, I recently got the Kushida, and I was like, okay, what can I use this for? And I had ideas, but none of them were like right then, right now. And I looked at it as like, this could be a good little whatever match for some content. But unfortunately for me, my brain doesn't work like that. My brain doesn't work like, just do a little bullshit, something to get it over with. No, I have to make it a classic every time. Every time I think of a match, I have to find a way to make it a classic. And so and this was the time where I bought New Japan World, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so me and Luke were looking up like Kushida matches. We saw Kushida versus Kenny Omega. I tried to look at stuff from his NXT days. NXT Kushida is okay. He had one
Mm.
great match with Johnny Gargano one time. But other than
But
that,
he has nothing on NJPW Kushida.
yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling Kushida just hit different, bro.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Kushida versus Sami Zayn was a match that initially I had no intention of finishing, bro. Like I filmed.
You were just gonna leave it, huh?
No, not leave it. But it took a long time for me to like get off my ass and start like filming seriously because like for a while I just worked on the little intros that I introduced, the starting from like the first Sammy versus Takahashi one with the intros. It's kind of like a recap of like what happened in regards to this storyline leading up to this matchup. I just spent a while doing that. And then after that, I was like, oh, that's a good job. Well done for the day, for the week, for the month. And, um, and after that, I finally got around to filming. I was like, you know what? No, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do this. We're going to do it. All right. And then I film a suplex. And that's it. And I don't touch the match for like a whole week later. But then as I'm working through the match, after I got it all planned out in my head or written down, as I usually do things, I started having more fun with it because the Kushida figure is really good. I fixed up the Sami Zayn, gave him double jointed arms. It worked out really well. And I think that match was a lot better than the Takahashi match ended up being.
Yeah.
Lots of back and forth stuff. Had to look up some moves from Kushida.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now with the commentary off, and it's just so fast paced and hard hitting. A lot of cool reversals and stuff. Yeah, good
man.
stuff.
Yeah, man. Just a lot of stuff.
Sami Zayn's killing it.
Sami Zayn, yeah. I mean, like, even though he's a heel, he can go.
Yeah. Do you have any intention of using like the new Sami Zayn figure?
See, it's interesting how you
just because of the posing.
It's interesting how you say that because, like, I did get that figure and I like it, other than the fact that it freaking chafes and scratches the plastic and the thing.
I hate that part.
But if you get past that, it's still a great figure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as of right now, I got like no use for that look because the only way I would use that look is if when Sami Zayn eventually loses that belt and then he'll go into like hiding or he'll go homeless or something. That's the only way I can do that. But right now he's on top of the world. Nobody's been able to take that title from him. He beat Pac at Winter Slam. He beat Takahashi. He didn't beat Naito, but I'm sure if you asked Sami Zayn, he'll probably tell you that he had it in the bag, even though he got fucking shellacked twice with the Destino. And then he beat Kushida in a little botched finish too, and that finish was Luke's idea too. What happened was, in case people are confused, Kushida landed awkwardly on his head when he did that hip toss into the armbar from the top. So that's why he couldn't apply enough pressure to keep Sami Zayn down. So Sami Zayn took advantage.
Did you mention it on commentary?
Yeah, I think so. I think I said like, Kushida must have landed on his head awkwardly from that, and then probably gave himself a concussion. And it didn't help that Sami Zayn freaking did a helluva kick to the back of the head, and then Kevin Owens just does a package power driver, and they're just going ham. But Sami Zayn even beat Bobby Lashley too, 1-on-1, pretty much clean. So it's like,
when was that?
This was in a show called Back in Business. See, I was gonna do like a whole show, but I took forever. It was gonna be a 2-nighter, right? Night 1 was main evented by Johnny Gargano versus Johnny Cena. But I never finished it. And it's a shame. It's a shame that I never finished it. But a lot of those matches were kind of like ones that I don't even know if I could even come up with nowadays, now that I have more experience. But Sami Zayn defended his North American Championship against Bobby Lashley and all these other people. So it's like, I don't know who can dethrone Sami Zayn at this point.
Yeah. Maybe you got to bring
like
WSC into the Fed versus Sami Zayn. Little multiverse travel into FAW.
Or are you pitching that to me right now?
I'm just joking around.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Unless it's serious.
don't mess with me. I'll do it. Like fucking.
But anything else you want to add about this Zayn and Kushida match?
Well, fun
Didn't we
fact.
plan a run-in afterwards?
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't know if we can
this
talk
story.
about that.
I wanted him to be here so I can talk to him.
Oh, was
about
Trey
it.
supposed to be in it?
See, there was options that we thought of.
Oh, because you had his figure.
Because I had his figure. I was like,
Yeah.
what if Trey came out and it could be this thing where be like, oh my god, it's MGT, right? But then I thought, why the fuck is Trey coming out to say
Right.
Kushida? Right?
That's so random.
And then I thought, well, what if I think it was either me or Luke who came up with the silly idea of commentary being like, well, a lot of you may not know this, but MDT and Kushida are really good friends.
I thought you were going to say they were cousins or something.
Kushida and MDT, they're like best friends, guys, like really, like truly, guys. And then there's gonna be like, video packages of them like freaking like taking selfies or whatever. And just really just
that would have been good as like a rib on him. Like he just finds out when he watches.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, I don't know if we can, really go into it, but a joke that me and Luke had, it's like, I think MDT even like mentioned it when he was on the podcast. He was like, I think he mentioned that he doesn't really watch a lot of stuff, as in like, feds and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So we were like, maybe since he doesn't watch anything, nowadays, it feels like even if we did it, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. But imagine that, of a universe in which we actually pull through with that, and MDT and Kushida are best friends, and they're a tag team in FAW, while he's a. It's just such a ridiculous idea that I love it.
Actually, I feel like you could have done it because for you two, you take like your characters like GMan and Stage Creator like way more seriously. Like MDT, I feel like, he doesn't use himself, and he doesn't really care too much what happens with him. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was that. I mean, I'm really kind of disappointed I didn't get to say that to Trey like in the actual podcast, but I don't know, maybe he'll listen to this and have a good laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe a good laugh. But yeah, Trey, your best friend Kushida, don't forget about him. All right, make sure to hit him up, check on his family and whatnot. But
what was next on the list?
Oh boy,
if we're done on that.
Yeah, I guess we're done on that.
We went a little bit out of order here, but after
we just go back to where we were before.
Yeah, after Sammy and Takahashi is your WSC prediction WWE Rumble.
Okay, so I would usually leave out the prediction WWE stuff, but because it's a Royal Rumble, it did really well. I got the prediction right. A lot of people said it was a lot better than the real WWE Rumble, which I think is kind of so in terms of the booking of it and all. Yeah, had like surprise entrance.
This whole WrestleMania season was just fucking ass, honestly.
Yeah, just the funny thing I wanted to mention about this was like I left it kind of the last minute to just so if WWE made any like last minute changes like they always do, but like I bet on Brock Lesnar like months earlier and I got a good chunk of change from that. Just a couple $100. Yeah, I bet on Brock Lesnar to win. And yeah, he won. And the funny thing about this was like I didn't get it actually done in terms of editing and commentary before the show. I had to release it after the show. And then nobody really cared. But the thing was like I was editing all day yesterday or the day before. And then a buddy of mine was like, hey, do you want to go out clubbing tonight? And I was like, oh, shit, I got to edit, but hell yeah. All right. So basically, I just went out all night and then came back in the morning hungover and just editing, and then watched the show and then commentated after. So yeah, that's what happened.
You be drinking?
I'd be drinking, yeah.
You be
Hungover
drinking?
commentary.
Wow, hungover commentary. I can't imagine drunk commentary. Probably try that one day.
I was actually planning that. I was like, oh, maybe I'll come back early enough to like do some commentary at midnight or something, and me being drunk will make it like funner. But I was like all screwed up. I was like, nah, I'll leave it till tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, that's all that.
yeah. I personally didn't really watch that video, honestly.
Yeah, you didn't need to say it's fine.
Prediction.
I watched it, and this is where I like noticed like that the new iPhone camera, it like went out of focus a lot. Like, did you notice that when you were playing? Like there were parts like where it was like really out of focus. And I was thinking really the new iPhone, like it's the camera on it is worse than the one before.
It's got a lot of shallow depth of field. I think that's what really does it. Like you really need like the subject in front of it to really so it probably doesn't work as well with action figure stuff. So that'll make me wonder, maybe I'll go get an iPhone 12 instead of the 14 this year. But yeah, we'll see on that. Out of focus, I'm not so sure like fully which parts you mean, but yeah, I thought it looked all right. I did edit the colors a bit, made it pop a bit more, but I think it probably pixelated it a bit. But
yeah,
I thought it was a fine match. Yeah, is what it is.
Yeah, but next on our list here is the notorious, infamous Mil Muertes versus Bill Goldberg. Yeah,
he had some footage of mine in there. I was like, what the fuck? What's this?
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to have footage from like past matches between them, but if I felt like if I got footage from like if I got footage from like real life Goldberg while I had footage of like toy Mil Muertes, or if I had both of them as real life footage and then it's a toy match, it wouldn't really flow that well. So I had to find some footage of Goldberg doing moves in Pic Feds and whatnot. And I thought of like, okay, what about, I can always just get some guy making him do a spear, but it's like, Mil Muertes is a deathmatch guy. I got to make sure like some kind of extreme stuff is happening with Goldberg. So I was like, well, he did have some matches in WSC and that table spot with Matt Riddle,
Yeah.
And so I used that. I used Balor Figs UK, shout out to that guy. Hey, come on the podcast. We'd love to have you, shameless plug there. But this was a match that I hate to break it to you guys, I never wanted to do. Why
did you do it?
Well, I think me and Luke were talking about like house show matches and whatnot. And I think we winded up having the idea of having like a Mil Muertes match. Maybe it could get like a good little amount of views.
My original idea for the house show matches was that you would be doing clips like the WWE YouTube channel, but you turned them all into like gigantic projects.
Just do it as clips, yeah. If you're just trying to rack up wins, you don't need to like. If it's just a showcase match for a guy like Mil Muertes, you don't really need to like go all out and do like a full thing.
Yeah, well, the Goldberg thing was a lot easier because as some of you may have seen that Mil Muertes just kills an old man for our entertainment. But I guess it was good because I've grown to hate Goldberg, and it's funny because when I was younger, when Brock Lesnar was having his tirade, when Brock Lesnar ended the streak, that whole thing, I was like, man, Goldberg should come back and kick Brock Lesnar's ass. I predicted this in like 2014. And I was just really high on the idea of Goldberg coming back. And when Goldberg came back and did exactly what I wanted him to, I was bowing down to this man. and then they found a way to fuck it up. I'm not gonna say the whole Kevin Owens thing. I really didn't care. He had a great match with Brock at Mania 33, and then that was it. I thought that was it for Goldberg.
Probably should have been.
Yeah, really should have been. Definitely should have been, because then we got Goldberg versus Undertaker, that classic on Saudi Arabia.
Oh my god!
then we had Goldberg.
But we gotta talk about that. Like we always talk about that, like how people shit all over the Goldberg and Undertaker match. But then remember we watched that Sting video, like from AEW.
Oh my goodness! Don't even get me started.
What happened to Sting?
That 8-man tag, and like Sting like took the finisher from Private Party, like fell down, like was laying there, was trying to get back up for like 30 seconds, like for real, right? He like kept trying to get up and kept falling down, and all the comment section was, Sting is such a legend. What an how unbelievable Sting is at his age. Like, it's like these people, that's so weird to me. Like, I
mean, Undertaker and Goldberg was really bad though.
Dude,
like,
have you seen that
Sting's
finish?
Jumping off.
No, we're not. We're not saying
I have not
that
seen
it wasn't
the Sting
bad.
thing, but like Sting's doing like some crazy stuff. He's jumping off things. He's doing better than
but
Goldberg.
especially in that clip, he didn't do anything but botch.
Yeah, the thing is like we're not saying that Undertaker versus Goldberg was not bad. No,
Yeah.
we know it was bad. It's a fucking fact. It's on Wikipedia. It's in the Bible at this point, right? that Undertaker and Goldberg's match was fucking terrible. But what we're saying is the duality between WWE fans or WWE haters and AEW dicksuckers,
Yeah.
like they fail to see, they turn a blind eye to problems. They turned a blind eye to Sting literally being gassed every time he has to do something in the ring. When he was fighting fucking Revival, or I'm sorry, it's TR, right? He couldn't even fucking walk. He couldn't even do a hip toss. He couldn't even do anything. But yet the comments are like, bro, fucking Sting is the man, age is just a number, guys, blah, 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 blah. But if this shit were to happen in WWE, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story.
Did you see Jeff Hardy's AEW debut, for example? Like, I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like, Sting was sitting in the corner. He was supposed to punch, I think it was the Blade. And the Blade is just like standing in front of him for like 10 seconds, and he doesn't punch him because he's so winded. Have you guys seen that when Jeff Hardy made his debut? Like it's almost every time, and like the people go like just crazy for him.
Yeah.
Which I at the pay-per-view and stuff, he jumped. That was all cool, but like, if you complain about the Undertaker and Goldberg, then
Anything else to add about the Taker, the Goldberg Cortez match?
Oh yeah, well, I loved the way it turned out. I loved how it kind of turned into a crime scene at the end, and then here I go again, getting too excited, making matches that end up being the black cloud in my life. Fucking Undertaker calling out Mil Muertes, the big dream match everybody wanted to do.
Did everyone request that?
I don't know if everyone requested that, but I'm pretty sure a few people did, like frequently, like, oh man, I want to see Undertaker versus Mil Muertes. I'm sure this was a dream match for everybody when they saw Mil Muertes.
Do you have a WrestleMania or like some big show that you're building up to? Or like Royal Rumble coming up?
Well, not anything like that, but it is a big show. So yeah. More details on that whenever I get to actually filming more episodes. But as far as that match goes, I think that's it. Anything you guys like to comment on that match? Anything you liked? Anything you disliked?
No, I thought it was just all good all around.
Yeah,
great.
It was a good squash.
Yeah,
good squash.
Next is WSC Punk versus Reigns versus Mox versus Rollins.
Okay.
Lots of stop motion going on there, huh? with
Oh
the
yeah.
double wielded, barbed wire, badass John Moxley. He should be in Mad Max. The next Mad Max movie should star John Moxley. Mad Mox, bitch. That's what it should be called. Fucking
That's probably the coolest part of the match. The part where he's like beating up the Usos with the bats, and that entrance. Like I thought of Wolverine when he like gets the claws out. That's what I had pictured in my head when he just like whips out 2 barbed wire bats. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it's basically a little mayhem, chaotic match, everything going down, just a lot of animosity between all the Shield and CM Punk just trying to survive all that. And then you get the story with the Jokers returning after 2 years. They want their leader back. And stop motion. Pretty short match. Is just meant to be like a little chaotic short match and set up things to come.
Roman Reigns.
You guys got any comments on it?
Roman Reigns had his own voice sector here. And
at the end, there was a little promo with me and him. Kind of set up the events of what happened in the next Hardcore Championship match.
Yeah. And I remember you like hitting me up, or I hit you up, or something like that. And we were talking about the voices, since like I do a lot of voice actor stuff and my shit.
Yeah.
And the guy who did Roman Reigns, he wasn't bad. It was just like I had to fix it. You sent me the file. I mean, it was already too late.
Wasn't
it was too late. You already uploaded the thing anyway.
Maybe,
but I guess for future reference, I fixed it and kind of made it a bit better.
Yeah.
But nobody's fucking perfect when imitating, wrestlers, unless it's me with Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And let's see.
Will Ospreay was great too, to be honest.
Well, I'm surprised nobody. Well, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's a good thing that nobody picked up on the fact that I was the voice of Will Ospreay in that promo.
I personally didn't know what Will Ospreay sounded like, so I thought it was him.
Well, thought you got fucking cameo Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
But
as far as any other comments about this match?
Only, Luke, do you got one before I say something?
Well, Eddie Kingston being one of the Jokers, I thought was cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And is there gonna be like follow up on that, or was that like a one-time thing?
It's kind of a teaser of like something that could potentially happen in the future. Cool. But there'll definitely be some sort of follow up to that.
That was a custom head from Headeration, or
no, TSM. See, TSM is a guy who I do not have the best history with, as in like
you've spoken about that.
Oh yeah, we
entire.
I think we had it on the podcast, right?
Yeah,
yes,
we did.
Yes. So I'm surprised he did that. Like, how did that happen? You just hit him up and say like, "Hey, could you do an Eddie Kingston head?"
No,
like, oh, yes.
I bought that off his website. I guess he already had it.
And that was the last one he had?
Oh, no, I think he had to paint it after you buy it. Yeah, he just got it done, I guess. I bought it off his website. Yeah, this was a long time ago, though. I got it like way before I ever did this. Because remember, there was plans for the Shield versus the Jokers. I think I told you. Back when the Shield were champions, I was going to do that. And that's what I had the Eddie Kingston head for.
Oh,
but plans changed.
Oh, well, you see, thing is, like, me and Luke, we were trying to like look up stuff on TSM's part. We were trying to look at his store. Fucking thing doesn't work. I don't know what's going on with it.
But he deleted his store.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that? He's not in business anymore, or?
I don't know what he's doing, but he's
it's a weird business move. That's what I say.
I know.
But all right, next up is
well, I think we got the your show.
FAW SWE episode 4, the latest one.
Yeah.
The one that took the longest to make.
I watched this on my big new beautiful TV. And I was on the live stream. And I think this was the best episode.
You think this was the best episode?
I think so.
Wow.
You had Trey back here too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Trey was there. Yeah, that was to I just kind of like came up with that on the spot, like
Yeah.
because I had the figure before I sent it to Trey after he bought it, which is
Yeah,
a
you
whole
had it for a while, which is
yeah, I
it
had it for a
was a
while.
good thing in the end there.
Yeah, because like it was great to shed light on the fact that hey, remember guys, G-Man's gonna be at the Royal Rumble to fight the
And then I
fucking
think the next day, right? The match came
Yeah, it
out.
was the next
yeah.
day. Yeah,
Yeah, it
that
was
was
a
cool.
really tight squeeze to have
Mhm.
that show up there. Um MDT was there. There was a tease between like G-Man and John Moxley. Will that match ever
Yeah,
happen, guys? And freaking Nacho versus Dolph Ziggler. Oh
Nacho with the
man.
beautiful dive.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
You
the
love to
eagle
see it.
dive. Every time that happens, bro, it's just a tear coming down my eye, man. The only thing I regret is the fact that there was voice lines from Cody that were supposed to be in the episode. But I figured that, when did I upload it? It was during like the weekend, right? Was it a
It
Friday?
was
I think it was a
probably a
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I didn't want to let that, pass by because the freaking Royal Rumble match between the G-Man and the you guys
Oh,
versus that was gonna happen. So I was like, you know what? Hey, as long as he did like the wild card stuff, the guy who
yeah.
does Cody, that's what was important. But if you guys are wondering what those voice clips are, don't worry because tomorrow, or I probably
Ooh.
shouldn't have said that because
Wait, do you
who
have a
knows?
show coming out or is it audio?
No, it's actually part of the. It's like the match of Dolph Ziggler versus Nacho, like when Cody talks, but you can hear it clearly or clearer,
Oh, so you're re-releasing it, but with the audio.
with the voice and audio, and then a little surprise at the end. If you're an Ed and Eddie fan, you'll get it. But I don't know when that's coming out because I don't know when this is coming out. This
Yeah, sure.
podcast episode. So that's why I said I probably shouldn't have said, oh, tomorrow, because
Yeah.
when the hell is tomorrow?
Yeah.
But
And you had
yeah,
the CM Punk promo.
CM Punk promo. Yes, he came out. Finn Balor was talking that smack, explaining why he did what he did to Daniel Bryan. CM Punk came out to defend his friend's honor. CM Punk versus Finn Balor, maybe? Wow, there's just so many options, so many things to think about in these episodes, man. I
Mhm.
hate fucking, just stroking my own dick. But the thing is, it's like this stuff is just really good. Was it like, did you enjoy that whole segment?
Yeah, the
Or
Yeah, it
like,
promo.
was
yeah,
Yeah.
the pregnant, what the fuck am I saying? Um, then you had what's it called? Cross and Batista. See, the thing is, really wanted to milk the thing where people wanted to see Bane versus Cross, you know. But people
Ooh.
were like, "Oh, I want to see Cross versus Moxley." It's like, no, no, wait, guys, that's the wrong match. You're supposed to be excited for. I remember seeing the live chat. It's like, "Yeah, give us Mox versus Cross." I was like, "Hold on, guys, that's not the match I'm teasing here. What's going on?" But then, yeah, I feel like the whole disappointment angle with like Paul Heyman be like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Batista." Bitch, ain't nobody trying to watch that shit. We're trying to watch Bane versus Cross. Here's the thing. The Christmas chaos, is something that we've been building up to, in these, and like biggest thing in the room, biggest elephant in the room. This fourth episode was uploaded, what, like March something? I think like
yeah.
sometime in March, and that's not Christmas time, of course. Well, the thing about that is like, um, it has to do with the fact that it was Chris Jericho that came out at the end with the whole G-Man Scar contract signing that was hyped up from the third episode.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Can
But
you shed some light on that whole Scar G-Man thing? Why that
yeah.
all?
So Mike SWE is working on Christmas Chaos, and it's such a big show with a bunch of indie stars and all that stuff. It's just like a spectacular extravaganza of a show. It's his biggest Pic Fed show, and every time we were on like a group call, he like hypes it up to the moon and back. You know, he's excited. He's excited for his show. GMan versus Scar was going to be on that show, but here's the problem. Mike suggested that I send him my G-Man and my wild card so he can film the G-Man and Scar match in advance and then send it back to me. Here's the problem with that, though. I didn't film the contract signing with the G-Man yet. So you would think the more logical solution here, the more logical plan was that I finish filming episode 4 that is supposed to take place before Christmas Chaos.
Wait, so is it the old G-Man figure with the old head? Like, would that not bother you having that old G-Man look?
No, it would no. This was an entirely new custom attire, custom figure.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right? That Gennady and Angelo made. They sent it out to me. And as soon as I got it, well, not as soon, but Mike called me up saying, you know, for me to get Christmas Chaos done on time, I need you to send me that G-Man wild card so that wild card can open the show with Paul Heyman and I can film G-Man and Scar real quick and then send it to you back. Well, that went to shit. Because I was under the impression that as soon as he got my G-Man, he was going to film that match, bada bing, bada boom. And he said, oh, I'm going to have so much fun with it. It's going to be a classic, blah, 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 blah. Well, he was occupied with other matches, I guess. And he couldn't put those matches on hold and kind of get the more important thing because obviously I needed the G-Man. I needed the Scar.
Why didn't you just send him the G-Man when he was ready to use it?
No, because he wanted it
he
then.
He said he was.
Oh.
You know, he wanted it then.
Up.
He wanted it then. He wanted it then and there when he called me because he said at that time span, I'll there's more of a chance I'll make it on time for December 24th, December 25th, whatever.
Didn't you even send it like overnight or something?
Yes, I sent it 1 day shipping, 1 day or 2 days, whatever. It was really short shipping, like overnight.
And that was last year.
Yeah, paid $30. Paid $30 for shipping just so it can get to him real quick, so he can get it over with, film whatever he needed to do, send me my G-Man back, send me that Scar he uses, so that I can do the fucking contract signing, and then we would be golden. But no, he didn't do that. He didn't film the what's it called, the G-Man match right away, like I thought he would. But then unforeseen circumstances happened in his personal life that I won't get into because it's not my place. And it really threw a wrench into things. And for the longest time, he never sent back my G-Man. Still to this day, has not sent back my G-Man or my wild card.
You guys like still buds? Or?
We're cool, but we don't really talk a lot.
Does he listen to T-Feds?
I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Like,
I just don't get why he doesn't send you your stuff back. I mean, that's like,
and he says he's good now, no more problems, or at least last time I talked to him, but I haven't bothered him about it because right now it's just like, I got a new G-Man.
Yeah. We had to make the exact same G-Man again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's how I was able to fucking
Wait, what are you
do
using that for? The contract signing thing? Or you just wanted it again?
well, I needed the head.
Oh, you got a different head.
Yeah,
He had the super crazy head skin before.
yeah, and I had to
Yeah.
change that because now that's Danny Meltzer.
Yeah.
And G-Man has his own head that was made by Kuroda Kid. Thank you, Kuroda Kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I needed the head, and I couldn't spoil the attire yet until a later date. Well, that attire was going to be at Christmas Chaos. Well, you know how that turned out. Christmas Chaos basically got canceled, basically got, shafted. And I remember one day he told me, I'm going to upload the unfinished version of Christmas Chaos this weekend. Well, that was several weekends ago.
It's tricky business doing a Christmas show, like a specific holiday theme thing, trying to get that
That's
done.
why I tend not
It's a
to
bit
try
risky.
and do it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I tend not to do it. Even like, I don't know, SummerSlam. I don't want to do that. I don't even want to do that.
And in general, working with other people just sets you up for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not trying to like fucking put SWE Mike on the spotlight here. I'm just saying, like, in general, people in this community are not reliable.
No.
It's just a fact of life. And so it was really bad. That's why episode 4 was so delayed. That's why I still talked about Christmas Chaos in episode 4, because I had no choice. I already filmed a lot of it. I filmed the majority of episode 4 before I sent him my GMan and wildcard.
Oh, wow. So do you have an episode 5 coming out?
Well, not right now because I'm working on other stuff. I'm helping, like right now, I'm just helping Luke out with his stuff, focusing a lot of my creative energy into that to make sure that like the road to WrestleMania is fucking awesome, jam-packed with cool stuff. But so,
and we have some cool crossovers planned for later this year.
Yeah. And so, and that's the thing, like with me and Luke, we trust each other, we always get stuff done on a timely manner for the most part. And we're reliable. And it's really rare to find that kind of dynamic in this kind of community.
Yeah.
So that's why Chris Jericho is the one that came out and not Scar, because I had to think of something else. And Chris Jericho versus G-Man, that'll probably get some views, And, I got a pretty cool, like, little storyline planned out for that, for this. So in the end, it's really no loss to me. It's just the fact that, like, it's so annoying to me and frustrating that happened, and that I still don't have my G-Man and wild card.
Yeah.
But episode 4, it was cool. I mean, it was exhausting, no doubt about it. I had to.
Does that episode 4 just give you bad memories about that whole situation? Is that why you don't like it as much?
No, it's not that I really like episode 4. It's just I prefer episode 3. That's my favorite episode above all else, because it was the most FAW-esque episode, because it had like the Scarlet scene, it's pretty much just great matches all around in there. While episode 4 only had like, pretty cool Dolph Ziggler Nacho match, Cross just squashing Rich Swann, and a classic between Ricochet and Mox, which honestly, when I planned that out, I was really worried that it was going to suck, because Mox is not necessarily my favorite wrestler. I feel like him in like a one-on-one situation usually doesn't work well. It really depends on who the person he's fighting. Well, Ricochet is a fucking badass in the ring. So it really helped watching Lucha Underground matches when he was Prince Puma. And so pulled out the best match I can possibly pull out. And bada bing, bada boom, classic machine talking right now, when I really put my mind into something.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what you're the best at, is like these strike exchanges. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
there's nobody that comes close to yours.
Oh, well, thank you. It's usually like some of my favorite stuff in wrestling matches, because it's really like anime like, back and forth stuff.
Yeah, like he came up with the super kick party in that Shield Elite match. That was really nice.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
oh, and also the paradigm shift super kick combo. That was pretty cool too.
Was that you?
Yeah, I think I remember. I think because you were talking about like also I could use some help doing the Shield versus the Hurt Business, and I said, okay, well, you should have Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose do the paradigm shift super kick combo on Bobby Lashley, and he still kicks out to make it seem like, oh, he's a beast, But
Ended up doing it in the Elite match, I guess.
yeah, it was still cool.
Yeah.
But
Episode 4,
episode 4,
everything covered there.
was great. Appreciate the kind words, and once again, I'm not painting anyone in a bad light. I was just explaining my side of the situation.
For sure.
It's just a bad situation overall. But
And I guess just really try to vet the people you work with before, because nothing worse than working with someone and then you rely on them with your entire fed.
yeah, exactly. Luckily, episode 5 will be the last of that, so whenever that comes out, knowing me. All right, next on our list we got the awesome, spectabulous WSC Pool Multiversal Championship Royal Rumble. I feel like that match was the most fun and the worst match to film all at the same time.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah,
lots
story
of cool
about
ideas in there. My favorite aspect of it, above all else, it's not even the whole King Shark or Shrek or anything, even though those are all great. It was the way people got to the ring, the boat.
Yes,
that shit was fucking awesome.
The thing about that was, like, I originally wanted it where, like, when I did the boat, it was more of a close-up because I would hold the boat with my hands at the front. But what we originally wanted was like just like a wide shot of the boat coming in, but the boat would tip over every time because the figures were way too big for this boat that we had. So we had to do it otherwise, but it looks super cool with the water splashing behind it. I just wish it was high quality like it is on my phone on YouTube, because it looks so much better when everything's like super crystal clear.
Yeah.
And like those entrances looked way better.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was a blessing that you chose to have it more close up, because honestly, I'm imagining it right now. It's like, oh, if it was a wide shot, it would look
if it wouldn't look
trash.
as good.
Yeah, it would look kind of trash in comparison.
Yeah.
That's my first sense on that. What about you, Luke? What did you enjoy about this?
Yeah, I mean that this whole concept is just great. Like, it's like kind of reminds me of like, the Grimm's Toy Show stuff, just that the action is better,
Yeah.
because Grimm like never put like
balls
any
and shit and dicks.
Well, there's a little shit in it, but
yeah.
Oh,
there's
more than a
definitely
little.
some inspiration.
Yeah. And yeah, I think the whole look of it being in the pool, that just made the entire match already. Just like the location,
just spectacle outside the location. Yeah.
Also, I want to point something out. Another aspect that I really liked, and it's honestly might be a shock to some, even though like I loved the Shrek, I loved King Shark, I loved all of that. And I especially loved
I'm blue, now bonita. You know, that fucking the alien Stardust. I love that
Yeah.
too. And he
I was just jamming out
yeeted.
to that. Yeah, I was just jamming out to that song, and I was just like, you know what, this would fit really good because I was just going to use a remix version of Stardust song, but I was like, you know what, this would fit really good with like Blue Alien Stardust, so I just put that in there. But
I
yeah, he
laughed
just
so
hit
hard
it.
when I
I was
first
just
heard
like,
that.
yeah, I was like, oh, you got this Alien Stardust. Like, man, what's different about him? Oh, maybe he's got some powers and like he
Yeah, he
just destroys people.
just one,
Yeah.
just yeets Kurt Angle to
Kurt
Kingdom
Angle.
Come.
Yeah.
You know, but my favorite aspect of this whole multiverse thing is not necessarily like the wacky zany characters that could come out. Those that's enjoyable,
Yeah.
but I really like the use of like timelines. You know, like
You're gonna see
Cody,
a lot more. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes from nowadays versus Stardust. It's the
Yeah.
same person, or Finn Balor from 2016 versus Finn Balor from now. You
Yeah.
know, I really liked how that happens. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that kind of aspect. As
Yeah,
much
there's
as I
going to be a
love
lot
the,
of like, you get your wacky kind of crazy stuff with all these different characters, but there's also going to be some like serious stuff too. There's going to be like a little short film that I'm going to make. I'm excited to do.
oh
It's
yeah,
going to be more of like a serious kind of like cinematic kind of thing.
and
And yeah,
this was also oh yeah, here's a fun fact for you guys, but this is also the first video that you had with the new ring announcer person.
yes,
Yeah. Here's a fun fact for you guys. That ring announcer is the same person who does Big Boss Man's son and that anonymous commentator in El Fellatio audio drama. So there you
yeah,
go. Just
hook me
Oh,
up, and I got a great commentator. Yeah,
yeah.
announcer. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's great. It really
Yeah.
like it kind of like I just had like a stupid smile on my face whenever I heard her voice. I was like, oh, it's all coming together, except not really. But I just like to hear it. Thought it was
Yeah.
cool. But
and the
other
filming, like behind the scenes, I think you alluded to it a little bit in our group chat. Like
Yeah.
you had your brother help out with it, right?
Yeah, so I was just like, first day in there, I was like, well, the whole idea came from I had this ring when I was a kid. I used to play within the bathtub and stuff. And I was like, this would be so cool for a video in the pool. And it was summertime at that time. And I was like, you know what? Let's go film in the pool. And little did I know how hard it would be. Like, I just wasn't thinking. Like, the ring like moves around with the wind and the pool's moving up and down. Like, there's no way you could pic fed or animate or anything or the usual vid fed I would do. So I had to be more old school, just like kind of holding them. And then there was little aspects of the other stuff in there. But yeah, so basically I was like, you know what? I dropped my phone in the pool like first day and I was like, no, like I really hope my phone isn't all busted up. And I got a waterproof phone for it, a phone case for it. And I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna pay my brother, I'm gonna invest in this, like pay my brother $1,000 and get him to help me film this. And he's a wrestling fan too. He got me into wrestling figures. And yeah, he helped me out. Some of this, there was some times where I was just like, when it was coming close to the end, because he's a busy guy, he's got other stuff going on. And I was like, oh shit, well, I got to get in there and try and do it myself. And there were a lot of times I did a lot of it by myself. And there were some moments where I was just going nuts. Like it was just crazy. I could not do some things by myself. It's just impossible. And I was like, damn it, I got to get this done. And I couldn't do it because I didn't have anyone to help me. But my whole family all kind of chipped in and helped
yeah, that's cool.
do this match.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
awesome.
This is a pretty big payday for your brother. Fucking
Yeah.
$1,000 to play in the pool with you. There
Yeah.
you go.
It was way more work than he thought it would be. Like he
Oh.
was in there like how many
You do
days did
this
it
every
take?
day, like
Yeah. You realize what I do. Yeah.
yeah.
He probably took like 10, maybe more times in there because sometimes I got like super sunburnt from being out there. Like we did like freaking 5 to 7 hours in the pool one day, and I was just
Yeah.
like all burnt up. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I had to work around his schedule whenever he could do it. I did it over like 2 months, just whenever I could get him. And then I decided, I'm just finish this up myself because summer was coming to an end. So I was like, you got to get this done.
Right.
But
If I could say one last thing for
Mhm.
about this match is that one thing that made me laugh, like really made me laugh in it when I first watched it, was how you filmed the figure sinking to the bottom of the pool, like
Yes.
all the way down. And I was like, are they just fucking dead now? Like, how did they get out of that abyss?
I thought that, that's kind of the selling point of it. They go into the water. You gotta film them going all the way down to the pool, and some of them landed on their feet, which is pretty cool. Like Bobby Lashley, beast, lands on his feet.
Not even drowning can beat the Almighty. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then after that, continuing on with the multiverse of madness. Ooh. Bray Wyatt, Zombie Bray Wyatt versus Aleister Black in the acid pool match, acid bathtub match.
So
with the
with
2x4
match,
connecting fucking wall from the edge of the tub.
Yeah. So this match, I was like, the whole reason Bray Wyatt won the title is because I wanted to do this match, like have an established story already going for this championship with these two guys who have so much history. And Bray Wyatt has, he's kind of a prestigious champion, being one of the best WSC hardcore champions. So he's definitely a great choice to win that Rumble. And the zombie Bray Wyatt character, everyone really liked him. So I chose him to get the W there. And yeah, this acid pool match was basically all centered around me wanting to debut the Burnt Fiend. So putting the zombie Bray Wyatt into the acid and then bringing out the Burnt Fiend, that was like the whole plan behind it. And in the end, I wanted Drew McIntyre to be the champion. So I just like,
was there
and
any
I wanted
particular
to kind of
reason why you wanted Drew McIntyre to be the champion?
Yes, because I mean, Shrek wasn't even supposed to beat McIntyre, but because of how like over Shrek was getting, like he had to win. But Drew was supposed to be the champion for a while, and we'll see what happens. You never know.
Well,
but yeah,
if I do want to say one thing that I think could have been improved on that video, oh my gosh, Danny's ass kissing.
One thing I want to say is the acid didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Like I imagined, like full green acid, and I just had these bath bombs. I thought it would come out good, but it didn't. And I was like, you know what? Let's just get the filming done right now. I guess we got some sewage water.
I feel like it looked better at the start, right? And then it kind of faded over time.
All the bubbles kind of just went away during the filming. Yeah, is what it is,
Well, okay, so
next time it will be some Mountain Dew or something.
Oh boy! Oh no! Don't do that. Okay, so the thing I wanted to say was what I thought could have been improved here. Just a little pitch of an idea. If you ever do this kind of match again, is when the figures when Bray Wyatt fell in the acid, he just fell in water. There was did you put like a sizzling sound effect? If I
no, because we did it in slow-mo to kind of emphasize that the fall.
Right. Well, what I would have done to really sell the fact that he was being acidified, I don't know what the fuck to call it. You could have got like a long plastic thin tube, right? Put one end in the in the tub, and the other end blow into it so that it could look like it's bubbling.
Blow bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been like, okay, since the water doesn't look like acid, at least you could have that to fucking, to fake that.
Yeah.
So
it was just a thing where it's like the acid didn't turn out how I wanted, and then we had it all set up. It's like, oh, man, I just gotta get into it. Like if we wait any more time, it's just gonna delay things. I just want to move forward with it.
Right. And so then that leads us to
the shower match.
The shower match, the greatest.
Yeah,
match.
I really love this match.
This match went fucking
at the end. I was
insane.
like, this was a banger. Like I believed it. Like this was just so fun. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Like I had like
You
the
got
best time
fucking-
filming this.
Yeah, and then you got
So,
fucking.
do you lay out these matches before, or like
Did
Is
I
it on the
lay out this
fly?
match? I think this match was on the fly.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell. I can tell because you
Yeah.
got fucking tables traveling through
Right.
the multiverse.
Yeah, the idea with that was like I can just like use my multiverse time GPS to just transport like weapons
There you
and
go.
stuff in place.
Fucking Shrek coming out.
Yeah, Shrek, and he goes down into the
That was my
table.
favorite
Oh,
part.
one thing with that first fall, like there was a camera switch, which was cool, but I got really frustrated because that first fall had the most epic landing, and then you caught it on the second, the second camera angle where you see him go through the tables.
Yeah.
There was an actual, like we had two cameras going, and the first one we actually had it going through the tables, and you saw it all in one motion, but the camera like stopped recording, and I was just so frustrated that we didn't get it. And then so I had to retake it. That's why we did the cut. Although we probably would have done it anyways, but I could have done a replay because it was just the most perfect table landing, and they broke so
I was
perfectly.
gonna say, I
Yeah.
didn't know that the thing stopped recording as soon as he hit the fucking tables. I was
No,
gonna say,
we had to retake that. So that's like separate. That's not the same shot as the one where you switch camera angles. We did another one. We filmed one with the iPad where they go through the tables, but we also had my phone recording them
when
like
they were
off.
falling from the
Yeah,
top.
and I didn't get the one
Where they
that
were
was
falling
just, like,
from
perfect.
the top.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
because
that just
because
gutted
your
me.
phone stopped recording for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I had
so
to use
because
a waterproof phone, and the phone was getting all wet. I had some earphones in, jamming out to some music while I was doing it. Yeah, it was a really good time. And just some
fucking
crazy ideas on the fly that I had to shave my my stomach hair for the pubes and put it on his face.
Why the fuck would you tell me that?
It's my stomach hair. It's the pubes.
Imagine if it were. You would really committed to this fucking thing, huh? Jesus Christ. But you had Otis.
Yeah, we just wanted it.
Otis.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Grimm's Toy Show kind of thing where it's just like random people come in and do crazy stuff and keep people's attention.
Okay. Well, my favorite part was my favorite part of all else was the but Shrek, and then he falls through the table.
Yeah, that was so good.
The table.
And for people who were seeing it for the first time, they're probably like, "Whoa, where'd the tables come from?" Like that would have been just like a big shock.
And the thing is like, but my second favorite part is when Shrek just grabs Rollins by the wrist and just yeets him.
I had I planned that before I started filming, and we had this like perfect one where like he yeets him and he he lets go of Seth, and Seth does like a front flip and like rolls, and I just could not replicate that, and it just pissed me off because it was so perfect the way we like filmed it before we started this.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was so cool.
Personally, to me, that is your best multiverse match yet.
Yeah,
that thing is fucking crazy.
And then the Swamp Boss like got the Nutella going. The most disgusting move in all the wrestling.
Yeah, that was Seth Rollins. He's gonna need therapy after that. Yeah. A lot of therapy.
And then everyone loved the fat off. The two Otis and Fat Bastard, and then the spear out of the shower through the tables. That was cool. I really love that match. That was a lot of fun.
You need to do, you know how you do clips for your fucking Instagram? You should do one. But Shrek, and then
I might post that tonight. Yeah.
There you go. But then. Oh man, it's a lot of WSC content, man. Nobody knows the grind more than this guy, bro. You know. So now we got the barbed wire.
steel cage match.
Yeah, the most recent match, barbed
Yeah.
wire steel cage.
Yeah. Triple threat. We all thought it was going to be one-on-one.
Right.
But then Cody Rhodes gets introduced.
Yeah.
Now,
Any thoughts before I just get into the details of it?
Oh, me.
I thought it was a great match. Yeah.
Yeah, me. I don't really have much thoughts other than the fact that we could do a little kayfabe going on here, I guess. You know,
Kayfabe.
Oh yeah, let's do a little shoot right now, okay? I don't know if I agree with your mentality of CM Punk. You go there and you cost him the match. What for, bro?
Hey, you saw the way he was talking to me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You know, you don't know. I don't stand for disrespect.
Well, I mean, like,
I write the guy's checks. He's gonna. I built that championship, this arena that he performs in, the championship that he held over his shoulder, and he wants to disrespect me. I don't know about that, but I do kind of regret my actions. In my position of power, I probably shouldn't have interjected myself into the match, and as much as it kind of irks me that he talked the way he did to me. I'll be the big man, and I do want to apologize face to face to CM Punk.
Oh, okay.
And I will do that.
All right. At least you can own up to that. I was just worried that this was going to be another Kevin Owens situation, and you know how that ended up being.
Yeah, I think I've learned from that situation. I want to try and rectify.
I'm not trying to roast you. I'm just trying to look out for you. Because you're my buddy. Just do better, man. Just do better.
Yeah.
All right, kayfabe's over.
I feel you, brother.
Numbers wise, it looks like it did phenomenal, right?
Numbers wise,
yeah, I thought like it was got a lot of views really quickly, and I wasn't sure with WrestleMania weekend how that was gonna go.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. It beat the shower match so far.
What a shame.
I think it's like 2 or 3 out of 10. Yeah, the shower match is great. It deserves more views, I think. but yeah, it's doing really well. I thought the match was really fun match. I think adding Cody to it definitely improved the match. Like, because I was just thinking about like, oh man, how could I improve this match? And I was thinking about Cody coming to WWE, and I was like, man, like Cody in cage matches, he does the moonsault off the top. What if he gets caught with a spear? And I was just like, holy shit, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
And just there was a lot of really cool. Which Rumble? GCW Rumble,
yeah.
And there was just a lot of cool triple threat kind of stuff going on with that. And yeah, CM Punk and me, there's a bit of animosity there. And Roman Reigns, holy crap. Everyone wanted to see Roman Reigns as champion. And, he smashed him, he stacked him, he pinned him, double spear. Oh, man. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. You saw the custom Bloodline shirts. That's been in the works. And then Brock Lesnar came back right off the farm, ripped the door off, F5'd him through the cage. And yeah, there's some stuff that happened when we went off the air that you'll have to find out about.
Ooh, extras. Extra bonus goodies coming up.
And I love that crossroads from the top rope, and then it rolled in the video, it rolled right through into another one.
Yeah, that was on the fly. That was like,
I figured that. I figured that was so perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, he just has to roll through it, like the landing on that. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no way that you planned it, because like it happening like that, it's like you can't think of that shit. So
yeah.
Any
other notes before we move on?
Unless you're really cracked up on cocaine, he's gonna fucking do a crossroads from the top, and he's gonna do another crossroads in the rear. All that shit. I don't know. This kind of sounds like some SMF wrestling. I love that guy. I would love to talk to him.
I bet you would.
And then there's going to be a follow-up that's coming soon, or what?
I'm thinking of, I gotta talk to CM Punk. It is what it is. We got some stuff to settle. I think that might be in the same video as Lesnar and Reigns. I'm not sure if it should be its own separate thing, although there's quite a bit to it.
All I'm
But we'll
saying
see.
is, don't be surprised of what happens next. Don't be surprised.
Do we get any news on what type of match it's gonna be, or we have to wait on that?
I might release something on Instagram. Should I even? By the time this comes out, basically, Brock Lesnar sent the Usos and Paul Heyman out in an ambulance, and basically Roman Reigns wants revenge. He wants to send Brock Lesnar in an ambulance after what he did to his family. So they are going to face each other in an ambulance match.
That's cool.
Boy.
Yeah.
Now we have come to the final battle, the
GCW
final
Rumble.
frontier. GCW Royal Rumble has finished. It has been the bane of Luke's existence, and he will tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, mainly the Royal Rumble match. Those are always really hard on your mind, mainly. So,
yeah, definitely. How was it compared to? I mean, we'll talk about all the other matches, but how was it? This one compared to last year's in terms of like how difficult it was? Because I remember last year you got it done pretty quickly, didn't you?
I don't even remember, to be honest. But
It was such a
of
long
course,
one.
like if you watch it back, like it looks shit compared to this one. So how it should be. So and I hope like next year's will make this one look like shit. So
Yeah.
This is how it rolls, baby.
Yeah, but I feel like Rumbles are always difficult, especially like when you're like in the middle and you kind of film all day, but you still have so much left and you feel like you're not getting anything done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, should we go through the card or like?
Yeah, just start off with the Fatal five-way, I believe.
Yeah. We started with the Fatal 5-way to determine the number one contender for the GCW Championship. We had an idea before to do a King of the Ring before the Royal Rumble, where the winner would go on to the Royal Rumble to challenge for the championship. But we changed that. And, originally the final for that tournament was going to be Kenny Omega versus Brock Lesnar, where Brock Lesnar would get the victory over Kenny Omega once again. But we kind of ended up putting that into this 5-way with Brock Lesnar pinning Kenny Omega. And I thought it was a really great opening match.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think that was one of your best multi-man matches that you've ever done. Honestly, it was really good how, there were so many like false finishes, especially with the one with like everybody was hitting their finisher on fucking Brock Lesnar. And then like Seth Rollins hit the stomp on Brock Lesnar. And that was like a false finish that you would see in like, I don't know where. I would say AEW, but they have those things like every fucking day.
Right. The run in by the Disciples, dropping Brock.
All that stuff. Yeah. Amazing opener. Honestly.
That finish.
Oh, yeah.
That finish was crazy.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar pulling out some technical bullshit. You don't normally see that. Brock Lesnar pulling out his bag of tricks to get one up on Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Who would later in the night do some controversial things, but that's for later on in this night. But
I may be biased, but the next match was just crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
that was nuts.
Team YouTube.
I enjoyed that on the TV too, on the big TV.
Oh yeah,
I watched it without the commentary because you sent it to me earlier, and I was just like, wow, really cool, especially on the balcony.
Oh yeah,
that view, that was really cool.
Mr. Trumpy Trump was there having the best view of his life. And then
yeah. So about that, I was, I didn't plan that before. I was like filming the match and we were getting there. And then I was like, okay, from where do I do this balcony spot? And then, I had this little office table thing. And then how about we put a skybox there? And then I was like, there got to be some celebrity in it. And then I was like, oh, the only guy that I have that could like afford skybox like that is Donald Trump. So we put him in there, and I thought it was just hilarious that he was there at a GCW event, and then you guys started fighting in it, and then the Kevin Owens return, and then the big swerve at the end.
Yeah, and then Adam Cole fucking dies.
Yeah.
It was really crazy because like it wasn't just like, oh, Adam Cole just fell over. No, he fell and he cracked his spine over something and then fell.
I wish we saw like what happened to him after. Like we didn't see him after that.
Yeah.
He's just like,
no, you would literally
he just fell
see
through
like
the
a
earth.
mutilated
He's
corpse.
just gone. Yeah.
No, he's just a mutilated corpse. All right, I'm pretty sure it would make children vomit if they saw what lied of Adam Cole there.
Yeah, he
man.
crashed and then he came back up into the air, like
Yeah.
the impact.
What did he land on? What was it?
Like a pile of bubble wrap.
Well, at least he had that to partly break his fall. Then.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest of the match was really crazy. I loved the G-Man getting mutilated by those fucking kendo sticks, and they forced Nicole Becker to watch. That was cool. That was one thing that I pitched a lot of spots.
Yeah, that was the one.
Did you book this, Luke, or did Danny have
I
a hand in
think
it?
Luke. Wait, you only did the one thing, right? You only did.
Yeah, I only did the kendo sticks stuff that you pitched. The rest was me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. MDT going flying. You doing?
Oh, that was my idea. MDT going flying, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was all of that was paced perfectly. That sequence there.
That flip through the table was really cool. How it got like
yes.
flipped. Yeah.
I loved. I also loved the creation of destruction on the chairs and how Adam Cole just kind of like spiked, kind of like went stiff after that. I don't know, like a Tom and Jerry character deal.
Yeah. Well, what's up with your cousin like hitting me, man? Like,
look,
come on, he's got to be a bit better than that.
Look,
come on. Now.
It's been such a long time since he's ever trusted himself with others in the ring, so obviously he's going to be a bit rusty, right? He didn't mean it, okay?
Yeah, I just feel like I didn't get an apology for that.
I mean, hey, okay, you apologize to him first because you clotheslined him in the corner,
right?
Yeah, he was in the way.
In the way? What do you mean? He was behind the guy.
Well, it was Kyle who ducked. It was, but yeah.
Whatever. You guys won the match. Well, my cousin won
that was just like to tease, like, make people think, oh, maybe they're gonna like, go, completely the team is gonna screw up and fall apart.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but Nathan's track record for stuff like this is not very good. I mean, just ask CM Punk and Kevin Owens.
What you talking about? Me and Kevin Owens were never buddies.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still, you got a bit of a.
I got a bit of a mean streak.
Well, I was gonna say something else, but yeah, let's go with that mean streak. Yeah.
Yeah.
But great match.
Yeah.
So glad that my cousin finally got out of them cuffs eventually.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was genius that he used those cuffs with the G-Log to make Bobby tap out like a little punk bitch. Yeah. All that stuff. But I could see you guys doing this again. I mean, you guys seem to get the hang of it at the end of working together and whatnot. And
we got it at the end.
Yeah. And I heard afterwards you guys kind of had a little hangout sesh.
Yeah.
Stuff. So I'm glad.
Me and GMan partied a bit. I mean, Trey, he just hung out in the corner and drank some milk.
Oh boy, sounds like him.
Yeah, it's a bit more serious. It's all right. He gets the job done in the ring, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's my tag champ right there.
Yeah. Sound a little weird, but let's move on here.
Okay,
Next match.
GCW Championship match. Kota Ibushi and Brock Lesnar.
Beast.
Yes,
Tell us about
And-
this.
the Beast versus
It was
the
pretty
Golden
short.
Star. Yeah. Well, then again,
I just
like, I
wanted
didn't
to
really expect much.
Get across the ending. More about the ending than the
Right,
match itself.
right. And I was going for like a typical Brock Lesnar style match in that one.
Mm.
We just had the longer 2 matches that were really good, and then this one I wanted to make a little shorter one.
Yeah.
And I thought it turned out
guess it
great.
couldn't
We had a lot
follow
of right.
the other two.
We had Danny found a lot of cool sound effects for that one, so gotta give
Mhm.
credit there.
Yeah, Kota boosh screaming his head off and all that stuff.
Some things really pixelated because when Brock was throwing Ibushi and stuff, that was a little frustrating, but because it looked fine in my editing software, but then on YouTube it just pixelated.
Yeah, YouTube does that. I think
Yeah.
it might be the ring canvas. It might be the blue ring canvas and plus the blue lighting. It looks like that's like the stuff that's kind of pixelating.
Maybe.
Or if
Yeah.
like maybe it moves too fast if you edit it. Like,
Yeah, the move is too fast. Like Ibushi did that really like fast snap German suplex to
Yeah.
Oh
block
yeah,
him.
that was kind of like my favorite part too, just how fast it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
That looked so cool. So I was really sad that pixelated so much on the actual video, but
yeah, is what it is. Like I keep
Yeah.
saying in this video.
It is what it is.
Is
And
what
then-
it is.
and then Kenny Omega showed up and ended the match early. Unfortunately, it looked
Yeah,
like
and
Kota
the thing-
had Brock
yeah.
beat.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
I don't know. Any theories on that?
No, I'm just
gotta say.
curious, man. Like everyone else.
It's
Tuning in to
so
find
weird
out.
to me. Just so
Yeah.
weird to me because it would have been way different if Brock was winning.
Right.
If Brock was winning and beating up Kota Ibushi, then I can see Kenny Omega interfering. But here, Ibushi was winning.
I'm sure we'll see some follow up on that.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully we hear from Kenny Omega soon.
Yeah. That would be
Mhm.
great, actually.
Who's doing Kenny Omega's voice?
Fiverr guy, I think.
Fiverr guy.
I can't do no damn Kenny.
Do you have a
Omega
voice for Coda? Is someone going to be talking for him? Or is he going to like have some translator or something?
I think. Well, I mean,
don't know if he
yes.
speaks
I
much
probably
English.
yes to both of those actually.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because I'll be the translator. Because
Yeah.
For Mania, we might need to like actually showcase some press conferences. This
yeah,
time.
we need to build. You
That'd
need
be
to
cool.
build a cool little setup for that too.
Mhm.
But now, the biggest match of the card, of course,
GCW Rumble.
GCW
go.
2022 Royal Rumble. Like I said, it was the bane of Luke's existence for a long time. He kept telling me during calls. And you know what? I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit because these Royal Rumbles cannot be easy at
Yeah.
all.
Mm-hmm.
But for what we got, I think it was pretty cool. I think it was really cool, especially with these new guys, these new lunatics that Austin must have recruited, must have
Yeah.
signed here.
Nick
Abyss.
Gage pulled out a freaking hammer.
Yeah, a hammer. See, here's a funny story about that. That was supposed to be a knife.
Yeah.
It
Really?
was supposed to be a knife, but Luke lost the knife.
What?
Yeah. So I said, you know what? Next time, just keep these
You
accessories.
should have
in
got
the
pizza
box.
cutter if they
Wow.
actually sell one of those. I mean,
Wow.
Angelo can whip up anything, right? You got Angelo.
Sure. Pizza cutter. But yeah,
Mm.
gotta figure that out. We got Abyss. Then
You're Danny Hershey.
right.
I popped for Jake Paul.
You
That was
popped
pretty
for
cool.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I did. I think I put that in the chat.
Do you
I popped.
idolize Jake Paul? Do you want to be like Jake
No,
Paul?
I like Logan, but
Oh, you
yeah,
like
Jake
Logan.
Jake Paul's cool.
Jakey Paul was in there.
I
and
just
he
always
knocked-
had that like thing where I was like thinking about like celebrities to put in a rumble and like
Yeah.
how funny it would be if Jake Paul comes out to Everyday Bro.
I couldn't
he
hear it
come out
much.
to
Was
that?
it every day, bro?
Yeah.
Because you have
It
the arena
was?
effect going a lot.
Damn,
So I
I
can't,
didn't
like,
hear
properly
that.
hear it.
I gotta listen to that again closely now
Yeah.
because I did
Yeah.
not pick that up at all. I thought it was
Oh,
just
people
some
picked it
random-
up in the chat.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, they got better ears than I do. Except some people were like, "Oh, I can't really hear Will Ospreay."
One person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" Okay, but you can hear the Jake the it's every day, bro.
Oh,
I don't know, but can we talk about how Jake Paul knocked out John fucking Moxley?
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Moxley eliminated him so quickly. I'm sure he was embarrassed about that. So,
Mm.
And no,
but then
brass
his,
knuckles or nothing. He just-
he's, yeah. I mean, he's a boxer. He hits you like with a fist, like that. That's gonna
Yeah.
take a toll on you.
yeah, Moxley wasn't really expecting it, I guess.
Right.
But Danhausen came in and he cursed Roman
Oh,
Reigns.
Danhausen, funny story about that. He was supposed to stay in longer, but the custom like started like I just moved it a little bit and it started shipping. And I was like, this is weird. So
Ooh.
I messaged Angelo and like, did you forget to put sealer on this? Or like, and he's like, no. He couldn't figure out what it was. And then like 2 days later, apparently to the mall that he went, like here they sell like a lot of fake shit and they had
Yeah.
fake paints and he accidentally bought fake paints
Oh,
and
no.
used that on Danhausen. So it shipped. So I was like, I can't use this anymore. So I just had Abyss choke slamming him out of the ring immediately. Was not supposed to happen.
You
But
know
it
what?
had to
Funny
happen.
Oh, wow.
story. You know what?
Okay.
Funny story. My JTM does that too.
Chip?
Yeah. Had like
Was
a
it made by
huge-
Angelo recently?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
See, the thing is like I moved the legs up, to like basically have like him kicking,
Mhm.
and big ass spot in the top of one of his legs, fucking just nothing but skin,
Dang.
Maybe it was from the same batch.
Yeah, maybe it was with the same paints rather.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean it's fine. Just got to be careful next time, I guess, with what he
Yeah.
buys. Kind of get some kind of authenticated procedure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jake Paul custom looked pretty cool. Abyss custom looked really good. That Jay White, that's new, right?
The red one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edge custom.
Oh yeah, that Edge.
You used that before, though, in the
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that looks cool.
See, because like I was going to say like, oh man, Edge got the drip, on fucking commentary, but I was like, no, because maybe people would pick up on the fact that Luke showed it already in another video.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
there was that.
Matt Hardy had a new one.
I think it
The
looked
white
way
attire,
better.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it looked way better than the other one.
Well,
little
the
white
other one
pants.
he just wore because those were supposed to be the same pants where he got injured.
Right.
The green ones. So
Yeah.
And we got
I think it was the most entertaining GCW Rumble yet.
oh yeah.
that's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was my commentary
Otis
performance?
making
compared
it
to-
with the New Japan guys in the end.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Otis.
Big
You
fan of
know
Otis,
what?
huh?
Oh, me? Oh, of course.
No, Luke.
Oh,
Yeah. He definitely grew a lot on me since his like Alpha
Heel turn.
Academy run. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So-
so,
And then
now-
G-Man getting the good little push.
Oh yeah,
Final
at the
three?
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty big. Number
Yeah.
30. Vince must see something in my. I mean, of course he.
Oh, was
does.
he gifted number 30?
I don't know.
I don't think so. He must have,
Luck of the draw.
yeah.
Maybe so.
And
I don't know what it
eliminated
is.
Rollins. I mean, that was huge.
Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Osprey had to bring out the big guns to get him out with the hidden blade.
And then you switched the camera like halfway through with the
Yeah,
you went
yeah.
from the phone. What was your decision to do that? Like what made you decide?
I was
Because
just like,
I do see some pixelation with the new camera too. So I'm
Really?
not sure it yeah.
like, do you have a spot where you saw pixelation? Like
Yeah,
exact
it's
one?
Will Ospreay at the end. It just happens when you're doing stuff too quickly.
By the way,
I think the phone looks better, honestly, though, with the colors. I think this has the problem that my phone has. It's like the shallow depth of field. Like it blows out too much of the background.
Yeah.
and by the way, speaking of pushes, it seems like the Young Bucks are pushing towards your championships, dude.
Yeah, man. Man, I didn't even
mean,
get a chance in
Didn't
that
even
Royal
get a
Rumble.
chance for the Royal Rumble. He just showed up out of nowhere, just kicked.
I mean, I could have
taken.
taken Will Ospreay. I mean,
Maybe so. We'll never know. But now Young Bucks are after you guys. What do you guys say?
I'm dealing with CM Punk. I'm dealing with the Young Bucks. I'm traveling through multiverse. What the hell is going on, man? My head's gonna explode.
Busy guy.
And I heard the match is like booked for on the road to WrestleMania. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully,
That
Trey's on
might be
board. Hopefully, he's focused.
yeah,
Drinking his
that would be
milk.
good.
Yeah,
drinking his milk, eating his vitamins, saying his prayers. There you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna need all the shit you can get because Young Bucks they don't fuck around, especially here in GCW. These guys are one of the best tag teams of all time, probably the best tag team in GCW.
yeah. I feel
history.
you, brother. I feel you.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Man, but yeah, really
Wow.
fun
Yeah,
Royal
good
Rumble.
match.
Yeah.
Will
Thank
Ospreay
you.
promo at the end.
Mhm.
Otis, my man Otis.
Otis getting that
Fucking
push.
yeah.
Do you reckon he'll have a
MVP.
Mania spot?
Oh,
Yeah, there. Who knows?
Who knows?
exactly. Would you guys leave down in the comment? Would you like to see Otis get a title shot, any title in GCW? Because he did more than impress, I'm sure.
Who's the mid card champions? I haven't seen them around in
Jay
GCW
White,
right now.
Jay White is Intercontinental Champion.
Jay White. Yeah. Is there a US? No, there's no US. Is there?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe Otis makes a run for Jay White.
Yeah.
Well,
I
imagine
mean,
that.
we got to see what happens there with AJ Styles and Jay White.
Yeah, because
Oh.
AJ Styles just out of nowhere just eliminated Jay White. He was already eliminated.
Yeah. Where was the Fiend? Why was the Fiend not in this?
Well, there was.
Did we forget
backstage
about the
ru-
Fiend?
No, I've heard
Has he been
backstage ru-
released?
No, it's
No.
just I think it's just backstage rumors going around that the Fiend has actually ended his partnership with the Bullet Club.
Oh,
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know.
damn.
I
Husky Harris
just-
going to make a return.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
He's ended his partnership with the Bull Club.
That's just what I heard.
So he gave up on the storyline. Dang.
Not right. I mean, honestly, the whole time Bray Wyatt was just more like a hired gun, only there for the money. It's not like he had like a.
He won them the
fucking-
lockdown cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that was when his job was done.
Yeah.
Dang.
Then they
Hopefully
only
got a
went after
fat payout.
I mean, it's Bullet Club. The amount of shirts they sell ever since they
Sure.
fucking got made. Shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
man.
Covered a lot
Yeah.
today.
Yes. I feel
Holy.
like I feel like we just had a journey on top
Yeah.
of a mountain, the big comeback
Definitely.
of the podcast, and
Yeah.
feel like,
One question I want to ask for Danny and for Luke. For Danny, what was your favorite GCW match you've ever commentated?
that I ever commentated on.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough one because all of them I really like doing.
there's some that I kind of didn't really care about, like Rey Mysterio and Rey Phoenix versus the Ligers. I really didn't care about that one. Because this wasn't really much to it. But
Yeah.
one that I really liked, I guess, just because it's a fond memory, my first GCW match that I commentated was the tag team of Rey Mysterio, Batista versus the franchise
Batista?
killers. Yeah, Rey
What the hell happened
Mysterio.
to Batista in GCW?
Well, he didn't really have like a long-term contract, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just hold that match in a special place in my heart as being like the first one that I ever did in my career in GCW. But if I were to pick one besides that, I guess, man, jeez, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just say the it's a tie actually between this Royal Rumble and last year's. Last year's I had more fun because
Because you had the horn and whatever.
yeah, that. But this year it was just better quality,
Yeah.
like last year's there was a little bit of a delay because that was before we perfected the method of how I get the audio to Luke.
Yeah, that was like really early on, right? For you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I think we got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's my answer for that question.
And then for Luke, out of all the shows that we covered for you, which was the best pay-per-view?
Or show or video or
No, just like your pay-per-views. Which one was the best? Out of the last 4, was it?
I feel like I always have the recency bias and would say the Royal Rumble now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll have a question for both of you guys.
Sure.
Out of every match I've done that we've covered, like match, not video, but match, which is the best to you?
That you've done?
Yes.
John Moxley and Ricochet, probably.
And you, Luke?
Yeah, I would say so, even though
I mean, Sammy and Kushida is pretty damn good too.
Really? That's the close second place?
I mean, I probably have to go back and rewatch the Drew and Daniel to get another opinion on it. But John and Ricochet definitely stand out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like, I enjoy matches in different ways. There are some matches where the action is just like really amazing, and some like for example, the Nacho match. I love that because like, it's so unique to your Fed, and if I tune into FAW, I just want to see like Nacho, I want to see Pane, I want to see Mill, like these unique guys that you got. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about that exclusives, baby.
Yeah, I agree.
And do you have a question for us, Luke?
No, I don't. I already asked all of them it came to the.
All right. Well, here's a question for you, dear viewer. We love you, all of you. But here's a question. It's going to be the same one that I asked. Out of all of the stuff that we've covered, between all three of us, which is your favorite match that we've done? That I don't want to say like, that we've covered in this video, but I feel like that's kind of like what we have to. Out of all the recent matches that we've done since the ending of the first run of Talking Feds, which is your personal favorite? And I would love to know why. Maybe a favorite spot, maybe a favorite moment, all of that. Leave the comment down below, and we'll make sure to read them.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
And also, keep your questions rolling, and they better be good. None of that what's it called? Generic shit. Okay.
Yeah. So next time we do this, it'll be a month from now. We'll hopefully have like a couple videos done. Who knows what we'll have done by then. And yeah, we'll come with an update and talk about the new stuff that we make.
Yes,
So,
sir.
How about Luke? Take it home for us, buddy.
Yes.
All right. I feel like this episode is already really long. So I'm just going to say thank you for sitting through if you did. And we will see you all next month.